Hey, everybody. I feel like we're ready for the big blast off. Welcome to the second annual Murray Maile Telethon. And we're so blessed tonight that we have all of these wonderful people. But the first person to come on and talk to us about Murray Maile and what we're doing is Murray's dad, Tim Maile.
The man himself.
Yes. So welcome, Tim. Whoops, you're muted. We have to unmute your mic.
I was muted because Todd won't stop swearing. I was over there trying to figure out technology, and it wasn't working so well for me. So, but we're here. We're here now, and the second annual Murray Telethon, and is there an over/under on when I start crying, or?
Vegas
has got you.
That will probably happen, most likely. Now, April and Braxton will be on soon. Last year at this time, we had the first annual Murray Maile Telethon, and we had some technical difficulties. This year, we're blessed to have Tim Rian helping us out with StreamYard. So
technical difficulties is an understatement. Last year it was nobody's fault. We found out that night you couldn't go live with multiple people on Facebook.
Right.
But yeah, thanks to Tim Rian for putting this all together. And here we are.
Here we are. Are you excited?
I am. It means that we are 10 days away.
We are.
Autograph Starfest 2 in Houghton Lake, and tonight hopefully we raise some money and it all goes to Silver Muzzle Cottage, and then we got some exciting news about corporate matches and all that good stuff. So let's get it rolling.
Yeah, speaking of Silver Muzzle, that's what we're working to raise money for, is Silver Muzzle Cottage. Do you want to explain real quick what they do?
Silver Muzzle Cottage, and I've just been told April and Braxton are here, so hopefully we get them in. And
sorry, guys. As you guys know, it was live from our living room last year, literally, and I believe it was retrograde. And so I've been doing this literally, I feel, in the ice storm for the last week. And we're here, we're all set up, and I'm like, Tim, I can't get to you. So we are blessed to be able to do this on live stream because of Tim. So it's a blessing. I want to thank him for helping out. Deb and RJ, thank you for getting us warmed up.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for doing this.
Yeah. Great seeing you guys.
Tim.
Thank you.
I'm fighting off a sneeze.
God bless. God bless.
Before it comes, God bless.
I don't want to cover the camera.
So thank you, Tim. I want to thank you for letting us do this for #Murray's Legacy again. I'm so lucky to be here with my husband Braxton, and come back and bring people together, because amid a world that is really going a little wonky right now, this is proof that people can come together and help those that may not necessarily have a voice through transition and change.
You see all that noise in the background. It's Todd. He can't keep quiet for 5 minutes.
Todd!
I just told him, I'm like, sit there and be quiet for once.
So we need to buy Todd a Silver Muzzle.
Yeah.
I was about to explain what Silver Muzzle Cottage was.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and do that, and then we can get into everything. It was on my birthday in May of 2018, I believe, or 2019, that I was perusing YouTube, and I came across a video of a Silver Muzzle Cottage and Kim Scarrett and the great things that they do there. It was a YouTube video that had been shared hundreds of thousands of times. And it's a senior and hospice dog facility in Rapid City, Michigan. And I'm a crier, so I cried when I watched it. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful what she does for these animals. And on a whim, I contacted her and I said, "Hey, I would love to do an event for you. This is what I do. She immediately accepted. I got a hold of Deb and I said, we got to make this happen. And we threw together an event in 3 months. And then when I say we, I mean Deb.
Yes.
That first event for Silver Muzzle Cottage was all Deb. And we were able to raise, I believe, over $5,000 that day. And at the time, it was a record. We have developed a great relationship now with Kim and Silver Muzzle Cottage. And just happy to be able to do this, I think, for the third time. And last year we raised $10,679. And the last thing I'd say about the cottage is the first time we were there, I had the pleasure of going with John Cassidy and Tim Woolworth and Brooke Reeves. And we went outside in this giant fenced-in area. And Kim said, "Are you ready?" And she let 20 dogs outside, 20 senior dogs that all got along and just wanted to be loved. And long story short, we did the event. They brought along 2 dogs as ambassadors for the shelter, and I took one of them home.
Yep.
And Molly is thriving. She's in charge of keeping Ray quiet, and she's doing a great job. But so Potographs for Pooches has helped now 3 times for Silver Muzzle Cottage. It's one of my favorite shelters to work with. They're very, very terrific. Also, Northern Michigan Animal Rescue Network, one of my favorites. Also, I can't leave them out either. But this event is for Silver Muzzle Cottage, and hopefully we're going to break some records, and everything we raise tonight goes to them.
Well, yes, thank you for connecting everybody again and doing this for them. I was super excited to be able to be a part of the event last year and actually be there and see the cottage in full effect, and it was a really powerful, moving experience. I did want to touch base with the noise you had in the background that you named Todd, who's also been such a part of this for really a long time, and I'd love to touch base with him if he's willing to wag his tail in front of the camera.
If they could take me to the backstage so we could switch seats without making it look awkward. And then we'll bring him right back on, and it'll be like Todd. Yeah, we'll do that.
It's like magic. Oh, this is so cool. It's like changing rooms.
Right.
Oh.
And we have our magic man behind the scenes, Tim Rian, and he's just making all this stuff happen. There
he is.
Hello. Hello, Mr. Arnold.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
How are you?
I am fabulous. How are you guys doing?
Good.
We're good.
We're doing really good now that we have water.
Finally.
Oh, yeah. Actually, my mom lives down there, down by you guys as well. So, yeah, she just got poured back a couple days ago.
Crazy.
Good.
I wanted to ask you, because you and I have never really got to connect, but I'm always curious how people get involved with Potographs. And you have a very special connection, and I thought it would be perfect to be a segue for this evening's lineup of festivities.
Oh, my involvement was really easy because I know the guy who made the charity. So it's literally how I got on the paranormal team too. We used to work together, and he's like, "Hey, you want to be a part of a paranormal team?" I went, "Okay," and here I am. That was literally the interview process way back in the day. So it's a little more in depth now. And as far as Potographs for Pooches go, it's the same thing. In fact, I know the guy. I got the very first hashtag Murray Legacy shirt.
Nice.
Sporting it today. Yeah, couldn't be happier.
So you knew Murray on a personal level.
Very much so, yeah. My favorite nephew, I'll be honest. He was such a happy little guy. Anytime I'd stop at the house, he'd be sitting there at the door just waiting. You get that little butt wiggle going. Breaks your heart. So cute.
Yeah, it's neat to see how Murray collectively, and many of the watchers tonight will see this, how Murray has changed and affected the lives of people all over the place. And Murray is only one of many dogs that come into our life and literally rescue us.
Yeah, so that's how it really is, truthfully. If the truth be told, they really rescue us.
Oh, I hear you. Yeah,
True.
Well, I can't say I rescued the dog. My wife rescued it, and I kind of adopted him once we got together. But yeah, she brought him up from, I believe, Arizona. We've had him for almost 10 years now.
Wow.
Yep.
Very, very sweet. So, what is your most favorite part of any of the Potographs events?
Oh, just getting to meet new people. I think it's awesome. Then just raising money for animals. I mean, what more could you ask for? I mean, it's nice. It's nice to reconnect with the people I've met before, but just meeting new faces and just seeing how friendly everyone is, and it's just like a big family community. It's so cool.
Yeah, Tim said the other night that it's so nice that when people get together after that event, that everybody feels a part of it. So that's one thing amazing about it.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it's like a big after party, but it's a bit of an after party, isn't it? You hang
really
out and stories, and it's so.
Yeah,
good.
I've seen the pictures. I've seen lots of pictures.
I can't say the onesies will make an appearance, but I can't say they won't.
Darn it!
Let's see.
The furry onesies.
It is for the fur babies. So,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Okay.
do you have anything that you would like to share with our watchers about the event that is coming up in Houghton Lake? Did I mess that up again? You guys
Every year.
with me.
It's okay because she says fishing lure. She says it lure. I go, it's lure, baby. So it's just something she does.
Houghton Lake,
Houghton.
Michigan.
Where the event's at?
Woo!
Totally.
We are a hoot, though.
Yes.
Houghton Lake.
That's why I'm coming back.
Let's just spend the next 10 minutes saying Houghton Lake. Houghton Lake. Houghton.
We're excited to meet you this time. And so, do you have anything that you want to share for the people that are watching or who may want to donate who can't be at the event to get to know and meet you?
Oh, yeah. Well, any money that we raise, Tim and I both have a corporate match from the place we work at. So pretty much
Nice.
anything we raise will be doubled.
Wow. Sweet.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That rocks.
Wonderful news.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, with all of you watching live on the Fear page, on Potograph's page, if you would like to reach into your pockets and donate anything, it really does add up. It's not cliche. Please go to photographsforpooches.com. You will see the donate button at the top. And if you go to fearparanormal.org, you will see a bunch of stuff that's going to be given away to all the people donating this evening.
Yeah.
So there's going to be readings that Deb is gifting with her, which is going to be exciting. I'm going to give some readings. We've got some stuff from Paranormal Study from Tim Woolworth. We've got some stuff from Little Traverse Bay Parafest. We also have some tickets from the Potographs Goes to the Asylum in Broken Bow. So get on going and start sending in these donations. And we're actually going to read your name on here. And it's going to be really for a good cause for Silver Muzzle and the senior dogs. All right, Todd, last minute words of wisdom from the Arnold.
Oh, there's none. Really looking forward to seeing you guys. All of you. I think it's going to be a really good time. You guys do readings. I do nothing of the sort. But last time, I don't know if I should really use it. I'm going to say it anyway. Tim kind of hoarded me out last event, and I was giving away hugs. So,
Yay.
Fun. We can do that.
$1 piece. I raised $4 corporate match. $4. So remember, every dollar counts.
Let's bust that record this time.
Although the first
I'll pay for a hug.
was very nice.
Yes, hugs for sale. We need to get you a sign and wear that and send you around with a bucket at the event.
You make the sign, I'll wear it. Whatever I can do to raise money for the animals, I'm here.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you coming on and helping.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Todd.
A lot of fun.
Todd, thank you so much.
Can't wait to hang out, Todd.
Tim is going to swap with Todd. That sounds horrible. And we're going to bring on, I do believe, Mr. Brian Cano.
Woo.
Yes. And I'm going to mess it up. People say Cano. Some people say Kano.
Tomato.
Although you were right the first time, so the other people,
Yeah.
let's just say it right now, were wrong.
How are you? How are you, my friend?
I'm well, but I'm more concerned about you guys. I'm glad to see that you're unfrozen.
Yes.
Yes.
And showered. Thank God we have water now.
It
Good
is
to
new.
see you.
Good
Yes.
to see you.
Good to see
Yeah.
you
You too.
too.
Yeah,
So
and
what-
happy birthday, Brian.
Yes.
Thank
happy,
you.
happy birthday.
Happy
A day
birthday.
late, but
Cumpleaños.
here we are.
Survived another trip around the sun. So,
Yeah.
I always tell people, well, they wish me happy birthday, but I didn't do anything. It was all my parents. Thank them. I just managed to not die this year. So,
Nice.
So what have you been up to? What are some of the things that you've been involved in and researching? We've been following you.
You're busy.
yes, pandemic be damned. I have not stopped. We are currently filming the 4th season of Paranormal Caught on Camera. In fact, I'm filming tomorrow, so I've spent the day getting all my notes ready that for things that I want to say. So that's going well. Now that we're in 2021, I'm very eager to get my History of the Paranormal mobile exhibit back on the road. And we just announced the first couple of those events, one happening in April in Massachusetts, another one happening towards the end of the year in Rhode Island. And I'm trying to pepper them out. The mission is to get this to every state. I've got 50 states to get to, and then I will start coming back around and doubling up. But we're 4 states down, 2 scheduled. Leaves a few more to go, so I'm going to have a busy few years.
You are, but it's going to be a lot of fun. I know.
Yeah, and you get to bring a lot of information to people who technically, years ago, I didn't have paranormal resources like people have access to now. And so when, you were out and about researching things you knew at like 13 and 14, it's nice to know nowadays that people actually have resources to go to, people who have been in the field, people who have experience to bring back to them, to educate them. I always feel like we have to educate the next generation. So this is exciting to watch you do that, because you do that in most of what you do.
Yes, I mean, education is so important to me, and I'm at a point now where I've been doing this for 18 years, getting close to 20, so I feel like I'm in the sophomore class. I'm not at the end, I'm not at the beginning, but I look back and I see all the freshmen coming in, and we all do. I did it. They all do it now, but black T-shirt. Just fooled him. They look on their face. It's like, there's one thing you can bring this to the paranormal.
Yeah.
Smile.
Right.
And these are things that now all of us here were like, oh, okay, but we were there. So it's important to me to give them the information, to educate, but do it very stealthily. Like, I'm going to entertain you, and you learn something.
Right.
So that's what my exhibit is about. That's what my events are about. That's why in the videos that I cut together, I resurrected a project that we filmed back 2011 at Phenomenology called The Social Doc. And I've just been posting all these interviews with people like Dave Schrader, Jeff Belanger, Maile Fox. And even though I filmed it 10 years ago, the information is evergreen, and that the things that need to be learned, as well as, unfortunately, some of the problems that we had back then are still persistent today. So it's worth it to say, guys, look, coming into the paranormal, you need a solid foundation. And without that foundation, we have nothing to build on. So I'm still learning. Everything that I learn, I'm going to pass through here. You guys have to know this. And together we can move forward as one unit, one team.
Brian, I'm dying to ask you this. How was your trip to Oak Island, and what did you get when you left there?
It's funny. I've spent only one day on Oak Island, but it is one of the most asked questions, as well as one of the most profound experiences I've had as an investigator.
Mm-hmm.
The day was beautiful. The sun was blue. The sun was shining. The clouds were fluffy and white. And here I am on potentially a cursed island. And it was for a TV show, obviously. So when they brought me in, there's the pressure of, I really hope I get something, because if they're counting on me to deliver something. Now, if you watch Oak Island, the Lagina brothers, they're pretty skeptical, and I didn't get to meet them. They were over there, and I asked Maddie. I said, "Oh, hey, there's the brothers. Maybe I'll get to meet them." He's like, "Oh yeah, I'll introduce you." But that never happened, and I feel kind of good that we didn't, because on the episode, they're very about the one EVP that they did show, and
Right.
we toured the island. We hit every hot spot. I feel like I could draw you a map just from memory. Every spot we went to, we got something.
Wow.
I think I got EVPs at every location. Now, again, they're not life-changing, but they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that my time there, now, my call time was 10 a.m. When did the production show up? 11:30. When did I start shooting? 1:30, 2 o'clock. So I had time to myself.
Yeah.
Ooh,
And
nice.
I was almost alone on the island for some time. And I got to say, I feel like I made a connection. I asked the island, hey, is it cool that I'm here? I'm coming to here to do a job. Yes, but I want to do it respectfully. So I can only show them what you give me. And the island gave me.
Thanks for sharing that.
So neat.
It's kind of crazy what you get when you treat them with respect, as opposed to if you come in there and you start being a little forceful with the spirits. It's a lot better to do it with sugar than not. You know.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, just in the world lately, I feel like, guys, respect. Like, we don't have to agree. I don't have to, think the same way you do, but I will respect you. I'll listen to you. And that's how we're going to move forward together. That's how we're going to come out of all this craziness that's been going on. And just the fact that, all right, I could look to the left, I could look to the right. We all think different things, but what do we all love? Animals. And we're here today because of one dude that I met a long time ago who has been so passionate about animals. And so many people, they're close to our hearts. I haven't had a pet since 2015 when my BD died, and I'm still heartbroken over it. But I love seeing the passion in people. So like when someone like Tim says, hey, I'm doing something, if I'm able, I'm there.
Awesome.
That's so sweet.
Can we bring Tim in?
Sure.
Yep. He is on his way in. I'm trying to.
He's rescuing a dog right now. He can't. So actually, that's one story that I tell all the time. We were at Poatstown Elementary, and we were there for an event, and we were supposed to get to the evening hunt, and it was going to be me and Tim and maybe one other person hosting it. So when we get there, we got the text saying, "Oh, Tim's indisposed." I'm like, "Indisposed? What's there to do? And what is he doing? Is he okay?" And when he finally shows up, he's like, "Oh yeah, we rescued a dog on the side of the road." I'm like, "Well, that might have been someone's dog. What are you rescuing? Stop it!" But you could tell his commitment is always heart first, and everything follows that. And I guess I'm just mad because I wanted him to sign my copy of All Roads Lead to the Paranormal. So
I can't believe we still have
so
that.
he made me wait.
We did get the dog back to its owner that night.
Oh, good.
As a matter of fact, but I was in my last change of clothes, and that dog got me so full of mud that I just kind of bowed out of the investigation. But yeah, that's a true story. And then there was a story about corn.
Oh yes, the corn and the holing. Yes.
Yeah. But, that's for a different time. That's for a different time. But
Yes.
That's for a different telethon. There's going to be different prizes at that one.
Exactly. It'll
never do a telethon
perfectly. So I would love if some of the watchers and viewers could share some of their pictures of their pets. I love when people rescue pets, but then you've got people that rescue pets. Like they're the mutts of the mutts of the mutts, and they just literally turn around and rescue you. So for those of you, I'd love for you to share your pictures on some of the posts below. You could share your stories. You can even share the pictures of the pets that you've loved that have transitioned and crossed that rainbow bridge to hang out with Murray Maile.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is something that they let you do, but looking at the StreamYard back end, let's see if we can't get this to work because you're probably sick of looking at me. You can
No.
see. Nope. Wait. Yeah.
This is new to me.
No.
If you
Yep.
sent it to Tim Rian, he could put it up there. Oh,
No.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's my BD.
oh, beautiful.
beautiful. Look at those lashes.
Yeah.
That's my BD.
Gorgeous.
Oh,
Oh,
So
how
that's,
beautiful.
Like my shadow.
Yes.
so pretty.
Look at
Thank
those
you,
eyes.
Brian.
They're emerald.
Oh,
It brings back memories for me too. I had a cat just like that.
Yeah.
I keep
Oh.
trying to get him out there. I remember there was an episode of Paranormal Caught on Camera, and lately we've been seeing spectral animal videos, either cats or dogs, and I'm like, oh, I've got plenty to say about that. I had a visitation from my pet, and the day his ashes arrived back home, you know, he came to visit, and I'm not going to get into that now because I'll cry. But I kept asking the producers, show his picture on the air, please show his picture on the air. They're like, oh yeah, that's so good. Oh, we definitely will. Nope, not yet. So every time they have a cat video or pet video that shows up on the show, you know I'm going to be trying.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
we'll be
Aw.
looking for it.
It is very fascinating to experience active locations where there are pets.
Yeah.
You know, for those who are highly intuitive, sometimes you cannot not experience the animals, and it is moving because they are very much around us. RJ, did you have a visitation from your cat?
Yes, I did. I could feel her rubbing my leg and up on the bed, and I knew it was spooky. That's what I called her. So
I love it.
yeah, she was a black cat, and I tell you, I could speak with her telepathically, and I knew when she wanted in, I knew when she wanted out, and I wasn't even looking at her. It was quite a very loving relationship we had.
Right.
Precious.
I had the same thing. I had a black cat named Shadow, and after she passed away, the ashes were ready, but I just couldn't bring myself to go pick them up. So I had someone pick them up for me, and they weren't even home yet. And I laid down to take a nap, and I heard her jump up on the bed. I felt her jump up on the bed, and the dogs heard her too because they came running to the gate like, what the hell was that? And I was like, I think it was Shadow, guys. Just go lay down. And it just kind of freaked me out. I just started crying, you know, because she was like bonded to me like you guys, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like she was my cat. So it does. It leaves a huge hole in your heart when they have to go. I wish they never had to go, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, I know that last year at Potographs, it wasn't, you know, it was the first Potographs after Murray had passed. And I don't know how many people told us they saw Murray run through the room, or they saw Murray climbing on the wagon, things like that. It was nonstop.
And none of you guys told me about this until after the fact.
Well, it's
No.
because you would cry.
Well,
Yeah. They were trying to help you keep it together, dude.
Murray just comes to you at different times eating your salami sandwiches and your cheese. So, yeah, they make their presence known quite a bit. And I have to say, on the other side, many of them have to be working together because we're all together doing this event tonight.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And animals have a funky way of warming things up, you know, especially Murray. I mean, that's so many different ways, but he's a special dog. And you know, Brian, I just really want to thank you for sharing this softer animal side of you. You know, people don't always see the personal side of people on TV, and we definitely don't see enough of their animals.
Yeah, you know, I don't think I've met or worked with anyone in the paranormal who wasn't an animal lover. I know on Haunted Collector, everyone had dogs. I had a cat. Everyone else had dogs, and we had one case where the place in question had formerly been used for dog fighting, and we discovered this, and it turned out that there was spirit animal energy there, and the sadness that it brought upon all of us, just to think that people could be so cruel. And I'll get the emails and I'll see the things online about, oh, this cat was rescued or this dog was rescued and this was done to them, and I sometimes I can't even look. You don't want to think that someone could be so cruel to an animal, to something that pretty much just wants to exist, give unconditional love, and yet you could be that evil to it. And people ask me, what's the most, the horrible thing? Was it demons? Was it this? I'm like, no, people bring in the most, horrible stuff. And, I'm just glad that there's people like Tim and you guys, and there's so many other people I know who work in animal rescue who are on the front line, pretty much giving everything to reverse that trend.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, the tears are starting. Thank you, Brian. So
You rock. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah,
And
really appreciate it, Brian.
remember that episode.
If I can cut in here, if you guys don't mind. First of all, Brian, thank you. It's been a very long time. We haven't spoken in a long time. Thank you for doing this. Wanted to give people an update. In the last 30 minutes, we have gotten $150 in donations. So it started off really well. And let's keep it going for Murray.
That's right. And that corporate match is also there. So everything that we raise is getting matched. So it'll be doubled. So even $5, even $10, whatever, but there's some really cool prizes that you can win once you donate. What was it? $20, I think?
yes, for every $20 donation, there are readings, there are treasures from Tipsy's Treasures. It's just a lot of really cool stuff in the bucket. And, it's a way we also give back. We reward you guys because it does take a village. And tonight, it's all about this village and the furry side of this village.
I want to see Tim go off like Bob Geldof at Live Aid and just totally lose his mind. He's like, "You've got the money. I know you have it. Pick up the phone now. I want you to donate. You've got it. If you don't have it, you send it. You give it. Pets are dying. You need it now."
Tim doesn't have to. You did it.
That comes in the 11 o'clock hour.
That was such a great.
Yes, you guys can donate. Autographsportpooches.com. Donate button is right at the top.
Make sure to tickle the bell.
That was great, Brian.
Never sure where these boxes land in each other, because to me, I'm on the bottom, so I can look over at Tim, but maybe on your view, I'm looking at somebody else. So
You're spot on.
It's very
It's
Brady.
like the Brady Bunch, right?
I've never looked down at Brian before. This is cool.
There's Ray wanted to make an appearance.
oh, hey.
Hi, Ray.
Oh my God.
Isn't she beautiful?
Look at that face.
Oh God, kisses.
See, Brian, you need another.
I can't right now.
Look at those teeth and that smile.
She's so cute.
You did good. You did good.
Keep waiting for her to lick your nose.
She's like, yes, I did. I did good. Yes.
Okay, we're good.
Oh, she's tired now, Tim. She must have a treat.
She's had a long day of licking herself. So
God bless woman. Sorry, my brain went.
I'm just
Different telephone.
Brian, is there anything you would love to leave for the viewers? I know that we have your website up and your oh my goodness, I'm going to mess this up. Your Patreon, we have that up there as well.
I never know how to say it. Patreon. Let's call the whole thing off. I think I just want to leave people with let's be kind to each other. Let's start listening more. Respect ourselves. Respect animals. So with that, it's just a very simple message. Let's like Bill and Ted say, be excellent to each other.
Oh, I love that.
Love it.
Yes.
Thank you, Bud, for coming
Thanks,
on.
man. Really appreciate it.
My
Good
pleasure.
to see you, Brian.
Good work, guys.
Much.
Keep up your good work too. We're really loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Bet.
Yep. We keep watching all y'all, seeing what you're doing because it's important. So, all right, Brian, we will keep following you. For those of you who want to keep following Brian, if you go to fearparanormal.org and you look at the Fearless Angels, Brian's link and all that information is up there. In fact, everybody from this evening will be up there, and you could link right back to their bestest and most recentest goodnessness. And then we want to also encourage you to donate on behalf of Murray's Legacy and to also support everybody coming together tonight. So, Brian, thank you again very, very much.
You're welcome, guys. Thank you. It's good seeing you all.
Take care.
Yeah, take care, man.
Bye. He was so sweet. Hello,
He is
hello.
sweet.
He is a sweet guy. Yeah.
Funny as hell too. I love hanging out, just listening to him. He's great.
Yeah.
He's
I've only met Brian once, but he gives great hugs.
It
Yeah.
does.
For me, that's what it takes. So he's
Agreed.
awesome.
That was very, very sweet.
Yeah.
Tim, how you holding up over there?
I'm doing well. If you see me looking down, I'm just adding.
Okay, well,
because
that's
we keep getting donations. So I'll
Nice.
just be open to it.
Beautiful. That's what it's all about.
Thank you, everybody.
Raise that money for Silver Muzzle Cottage.
That's
So
right.
far, I want to thank Julie Schuckey, my mother, Karen Ross, Kelly Schley, and Vicky Dean.
Woo! Thank
Wow.
you, guys.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Yes.
I
thank
am
you.
posting right now. We are live. A lot of people, it's very challenging this year because so many of us are in such different places than we were even this time last year. And I have found that a lot of people really have lost their wonker knockers. And the coolest thing, though, is the animals kind of have not. You know, if you find out, look at it, the animals are just like totally cool, calm, and collected through all this. RJ, are you okay?
Yeah, that was funny. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what the hell?
Walker Daughters.
It sounds kind of.
I'm looking at the
It
world.
took me somewhere else. I don't know.
I love you, April.
Barney embarrassed him so bad he turned freaking purple. My God.
We never know what April's going to say. That's why we love her.
People have, like Ryan
got
said,
it.
people are the dangerous ones, but the animals
Yes.
are fine right now. They're actually pulling us through. I do want to say that there has been an increase, unfortunately, in a lot of violence because of COVID, not only on the domestic front, but with animals also.
Yeah.
Neglect. And so some of those funds are going towards places, this event's going to be Silver Muzzle Cottage, but these rescues can't rescue without funding. And that's important because those fundings can't come other than from the funders like you guys. So I am
Amen, sister. Well said.
crazy, crazy time. But it is neat to see people jumping on and donating. And I'm just loving watching all of this unfold.
Yeah.
So
Keep on keeping on, everybody.
yes.
For sure. We love those donations.
Yeah, it takes a lot of money for these places to operate and to get the proper health care and the food and everything else. And so just remember that it's without you guys, it's not possible.
Right.
Right.
And with senior animals, it's even more so. We have two dogs, two babies who are 10 years old. And the older they get, the more costly they are. Really, they get pickier about the food. They're more needy. They have more health problems. Just like people. So, Silver Muzzle, that's what they have, and what they take care of is the seniors.
Right.
So
And
they
bills are
need
never
it.
cheap. So
Never
cheap.
No.
So
And diapers are expensive. I mean, a lot of them actually in their cute little bottoms prancing around in their little diapers. We couldn't stop taking pictures of them. But the diapers are expensive. So, all of your donations literally go to senior dogs for some silver muzzle. God.
Say that 10 times reverse.
Yeah.
We have Mr. James Anito, Mr. Carl Johnson, Mr. Keith Johnson with us this evening. What?
What's up?
Oh my.
It's been a minute.
Hello, is
Hey, welcome.
doing his invisible man.
Carl's invisible.
Hello, guys.
Good evening, guys.
Hello, good evening.
How are you? How are you all?
Keith? Oh.
Okay, we're gonna.
I'm doing fine.
Around here.
I'm gonna head out here. Well, not leave, but I'm gonna let you guys do what you're doing
Okay.
because I want to give Keith and Carl and James their time, and then bring me back in towards the end, and then I'll chat with them. But I don't want to take up all their time, and plus I was told I have resting bitch face, so I'm gonna go to the side and I'll count the donations. But I'll be
Okay. Awesome. Okay. We'll bring you back in. So we'll pretend like we'll have like a little hologram of Carl.
There he is. Oh my
All
God.
right.
The cloak has been removed.
Okay, I can't hear anybody.
Oh no.
Oh no. We can hear you though.
Well, but he can't hear us tell him that we can hear him.
That's true.
I know a
This
little
is
bit
the
of
problem.
ASL, and I know Keith might, and I know definitely Carl does. So we could continue the show that way for our ASL listeners.
Can Carl read lips?
Yeah,
We can see
we'll
that.
try twin communication.
So Keith, hello. I feel like I've been
Hello.
passing you over the last few years of events. I'm so excited that you guys are able to connect tonight for Potographs for Pooches. How have you and Sandra been?
We've been well. We've been staying put a lot of the time, behaving ourselves by staying put. Doing errands and doctor's visits, such as that. But other than that, we have been well. We're doing well. Yes, we're doing well. Thank you very much.
Good.
Everything's okay here. Just had our son had a dental visit today, and that went well. So everything's going fine. Thank God.
We will take fine. Exactly.
Great.
What things have you been involved in? Any new research projects?
We have been, of course, I've been always doing whatever information I can get on the Conjuring House, the Round Top Roadhouse in Harrisburg, Rhode Island. Every once in a while, when you think you made a stalemate there, you come up with something new that you didn't know before. So always trying to confirm things and do research there. We're dealing with clients online. That's how we're trying to help clients. Is doing online, and since we can't be there in person, we're doing our best to stay in contact with people and trying to keep busy that way, and taking some relaxing time too, as much as is possible. Sandra, of course, if she stands too long, she has back problems because she had, did suffer a fall a year ago down the stairs. So, but she is doing much better. I mean, it could have been worse. Thank God it wasn't. But we're trying to pitch in and help her out. Between myself and Keith Jr., we're trying to help her out as much as we can.
Well, you tell her that we are sending our love and we hope she feels better.
I will certainly do that. Sandra, they send their love and they hope you feel better. She says, "Oh, thank you very much. I heard a voice. Thank you very much."
It was funny because when we were doing a lot of the marketing stuff, I kept seeing this near paranormal.
Yeah.
Because we're fear paranormal. And I'm like, what is near paranormal is Keith?
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yes. New England Anomalies Research, near. Yes, exactly.
Love. Yes. So this is interesting. I love that you guys are involved in research with the Conjuring House. Andrea's going to be on with us a little later in the show.
Yes.
And I do find the location and its stories fascinating.
It is. It's a never-ending fascination with us. It's obviously Carl and I were involved in that when we were still teenagers. We were brought into that house, and it's like it's been an interest of ours ever since. We always go back when we're telling our history. It always goes back to that, our beginning. Our first in-home investigation was what we know as the Conjuring House now, and thank God it's still there and doing well. The present owners are taking really, really good care of it. They love the history, they love the house, and to them it's a labor of love. So that's so it's still going strong there, fortunately.
Wow, what a great first case.
You know?
Yeah, I would have to say that is incredibly brave of you guys as teenagers to do the Conjuring House.
Yeah,
right
my first case was the Conjuring House. It's no big deal. We handled
Well, nobody knew what it was back then. It was the first time ever anybody investigated it. So
yeah, true.
Right, exactly. It's not like you could go through the internet back then, and you couldn't go through the yellow pages and look up Deliverance, paranormal investigators. So there weren't that many around that you could just look up. So
right.
Yep.
Times have changed.
So I love that you brought up that you are working with cases and clients on the internet, because a lot of people don't understand how you could do that remotely.
Mm-hmm.
And intuitively, it's very easy. So I love that you guys are doing cases and working them remotely through the internet. How is that going for you? Do you find it easier?
Well, it's easy. The travel is a lot better. We don't have to travel, so that's a lot easier.
Saves money.
We have done some actually successful interventions through the internet, and we've been able to do that. And there was one client was severely oppressed, and that was a success. We were able to do that over the internet, do an intervention that was successful, and fortunately, that the people are doing very, very well right now. I wish every case could be like that, but of course, every case is unique. So sometimes these things take a lot of time, and of course, there's other underlying issues as well. So every case has to be handled separately. But at least we are able to do something. We're able to be there and communicate with people who are having these problems and who do contact us, and fun, like education too, sharing with others and learning from others too. And of course, James and Carl and I communicate, and we're always sharing things that we find out and research. And here in New England, there's no end to the research. There's always something between the Conjuring House, the Lizzie Borden House, the Rhode Island vampire situation of the past couple hundred years. There's always something going on behind the scenes. Salem, Massachusetts. So never a dull moment in New England.
True.
Yeah, no doubt. Every time we watch any kind of paranormal, it's always up in that area. I'm like, man, they got a plethora of stuff up there to go check out. In Texas, we're kind of more spread out. And of course, now that COVID's hit, we are going to have to start doing more stuff online with residential cases and things, because I'm not going to put my team in any kind of danger,
Right.
So,
God bless you. Yeah, God bless you for what you're going through and having to deal with out there, and our hearts go out to you. I mean, it's just terrible. It just breaks my heart when I hear about all the things, the problems you're having to deal with and things. And I mean, we're supposed to be getting that in New England, and with our weather system. And so really, really, our prayers, our heartfelt prayers are with you. And we're talking about that at church as well, that our prayers are with you and doing all we possibly can to help.
Well, we appreciate it. Trust me, because we're very grateful and very blessed that we never lost power here. However, we didn't have water until today. So it's day 9 of no water. So we're very grateful that we had heat. A lot of people that we know did not. Yeah. And there are still a few people who do not have electricity. So At least it's warmer now, and the snow is pretty much melted. But supposedly we might get another round of something. But I don't think it's going to be like. I think I'm tired of living through historic events. I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, we're good. So
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Well, I'm glad you guys are doing well.
Thank you.
Guys are doing well. You certainly look well. You look great.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We feel really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's got it going on, but look at James up there. I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. How you doing?
Hey, bro, I miss you guys. How you guys been?
I wish I could cue the Three Companies music.
I know, right? Or our video. That was the greatest.
Three's Company too.
Oh, yeah. It was funny. We had a great time. So James, tell us a little bit about, and thank you, Carl, for finally figuring it out.
Yes.
Thank you. I had to use my own resources here. Yeah.
So start telling us a little bit about this duo demonology, because that's fascinating.
Yeah, definitely. So, Keith is a function of it in a sense as well, but there is another member, Alicia Marco Carlson, who is our historian and manager as well, that does a lot of research and dealing with the individuals that we deal with, deciphering and working on the paperwork aspect of it. Very great asset. So we have to mention Elise because she's a great asset to Duo. But Duo, in a sense, is Carl and I teaming up together to try to formulate and kind of be steadfast in directing demonology into the modern era, taking applications of psychology, parapsychology, neuroscience, all different forms of many facets of fields that are out there, and applying it to what the study of demons is, which, of course, Carl, there is a Merriam-Webster dictionary version, but there's the Carl version that he's adapted, which I, of course, as well, like. And of course, Carl can hit upon that because he created it. But dual demonologies, in that sense, we're trying to take the nomenclature of course, where we come from. We're dual demonology, with the old parlance of the word of demonology, which was founded by King James. And King James, really, of course, if you know the English language, which I can't speak very well, unfortunately. But English was thankfully adapted and developed because of King James' Holy Bible. So, a lot of people don't understand demonology in the modern sense, and we're trying to escape out of what it was in the 16th century and apply it. And we apply it in a scientific standard where we evaluate and look at clients in their homes and see if we can determine what they're dealing with, and work with psychotherapists and other doctors and other mediums and investigators of all different sources. I come from an HVAC career. That's my career. I look at infiltration, exfiltration, all that stuff when it comes to houses, flue pipes, venting. So, we use that kind of what's out there, what's proven, empirical, and apply it and see if we can solve it in a natural case and remove the preternatural or supernatural from it. And we come across it, and Carl, of course, and Keith as well, and myself as well, and you guys as well, but we've all come across it. These guys, 47 years, 15 years for me, we have come across it, but I unfortunately think it's more the human mind sometimes. And, that's what dual demonology is in a nutshell. There's so much more to expound on it, but I don't want to steal from Carl's because he's part of the duo.
Well, thank you. And so, Carl, tell us about this dictionary that you have coming out.
I've got nothing to say. James said it all. So, you got it right there. No. Well, it's actually our own lexicon, our collection of terms that are most frequently used in demonology. And as James mentioned, our mission is to catapult demonology, which seems very antiquated and, very much rooted in the Middle Ages, bring that into the 21st century and show that it does have relevance. My definition, which James was alluding to, my definition of demonology is the systematic study of the lore and cultural traditions of wicked spirits. So in a sense, it is rooted in that time way back in the 16th century, but it has relevance for us now. So And the more we write, the more it comes together.
I love the fact that you are piecing together all of this, not just based on research, but on your own personal experiences.
Oh, yeah. It's easier to tell what we do than define what a demon is. You know, like somebody asked me, what's your definition? What is a demon? Well, you got about an hour and a half or so. We can theorize, we can speculate. We can say, are they real? Are they not? Are they products of the human mind and all that?
Oh my God, Carl, we're going to have to do like a whole side thing one day. This is James. Being a medium, it fascinates me. It fascinates me. Quick question.
Sure.
How, in your experience, James, Carl, and Keith, have you experienced darker energy with animals?
With animals?
Yes.
I have. Well, you see, they don't have that filtration process that humans do. They don't doubt, they just sense. And when it's something malevolent coming into their abode, their proximity, they react. With the dog, the cat, the fur will bristle. It's more than, they're not dreaming, they're awake. And they're watching something in motion. I've seen that again and again. And it's been corroborated with an EVP, as a matter of fact. There was a case I was working on in November of 2009 in El Dorado, Oklahoma. And there's a miniature Chihuahua. Well, Chihuahuas aren't big anyway, but this is one of those mini. This is one of those little ones you got to watch where you step. And his name was Pungo. And they had a real infestation in this house, which we adjudicated to be demonic and not very wholesome. And I and a couple of team members re-entered the room, the parlor room. And when we came back inside, this little dog, not at us, the little dog started growling at the stairwell, going, and shivering. And there was a lot of evidence to support that there was, something untoward in that house. So the little dog is growling. We're recording everything we're doing. Okay, when we played back our audio recording, you hear the dog growling. What's the matter, Pungo? And you hear this deep guttural male tone voice say, it's mocking the animal. It's going, bite me, bite me.
Oh, wow.
That was actually documented for a television show, an episode of The Haunted on Animal Planet. And they did present a lot of good evidence. Unfortunately, they did not use that. I don't know why. That was the most spectacular thing we got. And for some reason, they did not edit that in. They didn't incorporate it into the show.
That's so weird. Tell you stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the pièce de résistance there.
Well, I'd love to pick your brain. James, I could pick your brain all the time.
Why don't you just give us an extra half an hour right now?
Right.
And we'll talk. You get Keith in on it, give us an hour and a half.
Dustin Perry's in the green room, and Dustin's like, wait, I like the green room, but maybe not this much. But
tell him we're sorry.
No, it's all good. I mean, everybody is coming together tonight for just such a really good cause. Not only do we experience fur babies and animals in body, but many of us experience them, in spirit form quite a bit. And the three of you, is there anything you want to add or tell the viewers before we flow into what Dustin's got going on?
I would basically say, donate, guys, please. This is for a good cause, animal rescue. Like April had said earlier, during these tough times, the animals have as well suffered. So please donate. As Keith, Carl, and myself help others and do this on a daily basis, do a good deed today and donate. Thank you.
Thanks, James. Appreciate y'all coming on, all of y'all. It's good to see y'all.
Animals have that sensitivity. They sense things. They know. In fact, if you're concerned about demons, you better have a pooch or some cat.
Yeah.
They'll tell you where it is. You'll watch what they're watching. Of course, looking at things that aren't there, that's their job description anyway. But, they do have a sensibility.
They're just so pure to me. Can we bring Maile back on, Tim, and for a second before we jump on? There he is.
Hey, here I am. Hey, I wanted to thank the three of you, and I wanted to pass along my well wishes to Carl and James. I know you guys are recovering from COVID.
Slowly, very slowly recovering.
Thinking of you, and got a chance to work with you guys this past spring. Just want to tell you guys I love you. Thank you for helping out with this. And Keith, I remember years ago I was a guest on Andrea Perrin's show, and you called in to tell me that you respected the way I did things. And that has stuck with me for years. And you are somebody that I look up to, and I can't be more proud to have you as a part of this. So I want to thank all of you. I want to give you guys an update. We're at $380.
Okay, rising.
Things are going well. You guys take care of yourselves. Can't wait to see your lecture virtually at Potographs Parafest 2. Once again, love you guys, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you. Blessings.
Love you guys.
All right.
So we are going to be bringing on Dustin Perry.
Is it Perry or Pari? How does he say it?
Perry.
Perry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You got it right. You got it right. Well done.
What's up?
How are you?
I'm very well. How you guys all doing?
We're doing good. We're doing real good.
Good, very good. Good to see
You're
you.
falling out.
Yeah, very well. And hello, Mr. Maile. I see you over there in the corner too.
How you doing, buddy? Can I get a glimpse of them forearms?
Well, they're kind of covered up because I was in this little outfit at the gym today. I was rocking my sporty spice look today, But
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, he will not say it for himself, but Tim Maile is looking like $1 million plus some because he's shed some weight. He's living a little healthier lifestyle and looks really good. Looks really good. Very attractive, Tim. I'm proud of you, buddy.
I've always had a crush on you too, Dustin. I'm gonna let you do your thing. I'm gonna bow out here while you're talking, but if I don't get a chance to come back in, I love you more than I could ever explain to you.
You're very sweet, buddy. Love you too.
People ask me, what's Dustin Perry like in real life? Is he really that nice? He's even nicer than you imagine. And thank you so much. And we're gonna miss you in March, but in September you're gonna be at the Palmer House with us.
I look forward to it, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Enjoy your time. I love you, buddy. I'll talk to you soon.
You too, bud. See ya. So
nice. Hello. This is very exciting. I know that they're going to be putting up your link for your YouTube channel that I was going through today. And I'm like, we don't always know the personal things that so many of us do. And you are doing some really great motivational things.
Yeah, I'm trying. I get a little YouTube series called Hey, Got a Minute? We have 60 episodes out. I'm working on no, wait, I have 100. I don't know. But anyway, I'm doing more, but there's a lot. There's a ton of them on there. There might be like 120. I lose track of things a lot, but I just live my best life and try to help people. And I make fun little videos, and they're called Hey, Got a Minute on YouTube because they're like 2 to 3 minutes long. And I dress up in costume, and I'm getting ready to film a new batch. I have a Dolly Parton outfit, so you can just
that's going to go viral.
Oh, boy.
Sure, for sure. And hello to Deb and RJ I see down there.
Hey,
Hi,
Dustin, it's a
Dustin.
pleasure to see you.
We
Good to see
miss
you guys. Indeed. How you guys
Yeah.
doing?
We're doing.
Yeah.
Very
We're
well.
doing. Yes.
Very well.
Doing well.
Recovery trail, right?
Yes.
You bet.
Good.
And
Good.
I do love your little episode. Hey, got a minute? Those are just so,
Thank you.
I can be in a really lousy mood and just remember to click on that.
Yeah.
And it picks me right up.
Thank you
So
very
keep
much.
doing those. They're
Well,
great.
I wrote out another bunch of 60 of them. So, yeah, I think we have 120. So I think we have like 180 when I get done with this group. But, yeah, it's funny because none have gone viral yet because I'm not like a cute teenage girl unboxing makeup or anything. But those seem to get like millions of views. We're maybe like in the modest couple of hundred. So that's pretty good. That's okay for what we're doing. So I'm not trying to monetize it or anything. I'm just trying to have some fun, help some people out. So it's all good.
It is.
It's good.
It is.
Yeah.
And
Thank you very much.
You've been so involved with Potographs. What is your favorite part?
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I really like when I get to meet the animals. Like I know, like we do it for the people and the fans come and we get to hang out. And I see my friends from the road, and I have so many friends from like the Michigan, Wisconsin area. So it's always good to do stuff out there. But like last year when it was, I only did, so I crazy with COVID, ended up being my busiest year ever. We did 80 events,
Oh
only
my
2 in
gosh.
person. And one was Pornographs, and then one was in December in Connecticut with Brian Cano. But I get to meet some of the animals and some of the people from Silver Muzzle Cottage. And it was just so great to see the little dogs and pet them. And, you know, I mean, they're old and life happens to all of us. We're falling apart and they're wearing their little Depends diapers and everything with the tail cut out. It's adorable, you know? But it's nice to just think that people are thoughtful of the creatures. You know, I do a lot of the motivational work, like you said, and it's not just, this life isn't just about you. It's about all of us, and that includes, you know, the big and the small. And so the animals are so important to look after. I don't have any dogs currently. I have 4 god awful cats, but I love them and I take care of them. And one of them makes debuts in a lot of my videos. My little, I have one of those hairless cats. Her name is Raisin.
Oh, yeah.
She's in a lot of my videos and nonsense that I do. I really enjoy her. I call her my little therapy cat. I always keep her near me. She's got a great little purr. It calms me down when things are crazy, you know. But it's our life. It's like a symbiotic relationship with animals. You know, like they depend on us for certain things, but also we depend on them for certain things. And you know, that comfort and care that they give to us is so very important. I know when I'm having a rough day and Raisin comes and snuggles up with me, it makes me feel a little better, you know. I don't know how she knows what I'm going through, but she sits there and she closes her eyes and it looks like she's using the force. And I'm like, this is good, you know. So it's important that we take care of the animals, especially when they get older, because, you know, a lot of people aren't looking for an elderly animal that's got a lot of special needs. So it's great to come together. And Maile does such a great job furthering the legacy of his dog Murray, and it's really great to see the things that he's done and the money that he's raised for these different foundations. Silver Muzzle, one of the best. So I'm always happy to be a part of it. I'm looking forward to being there live in person in September. One way or another.
Well, you know, people like Tim can't do things without people like you. So, you know, there are a lot of people involved that don't necessarily jump in to talk, or, you know, even the minute you got on, all the energy just went, bong. I'm sure Deb would agree with it. You know, I mean, what people don't realize is a lot of people in the paranormal, even in the forefront, you know, there is light leader work going on here, even though you may not realize it or not. And most of us circle back around for the animals, and it's neat to really see people in their element, you know, shining. And you have this neat, and you look, he's like glowing when he inspires and motivates people. It's great.
I hate looking at myself smiling and things. But I love what I do. My favorite thing to do is help other people out. And I love when I'm on stage chatting with people and hanging out after the show and talking to people. And that's why last year was so weird, because like I couldn't travel and see everybody. But, you know, I did 7 to 8 lectures standing here in front of my laptop. And for the most part, you don't get to see the crowd or the audience. And honestly, like after the first dozen of the library lectures, I was like, can we just have everybody shut their cameras? Because it's always people eating noodles. And I'm like, I feel like I'm at like a hometown buffet and I'm telling ghost stories, and it just throws me off. So I stopped looking at the cameras and just pretending that every joke was perfect and people were loving it. But it's, you know, it's always been about trying to give back for me. And like, you know, I never made it to the level where I could quit the day job and just do the paranormal stuff. And honestly, as much as I still love the paranormal, I just did an investigation last Friday. The motivational work and helping others through this life is really where my heart sings the most. You know, I feel like we're all spirits going through this human experience. So as much as I love interviewing and talking with the spirits that have already passed on, I like working with the spirits that are still here. So that's what I'm focused on, and that's what I'm doing. I'm having a heck of a time doing it. And if that means helping out people like Maile and helping out animals, I'm so happy to be a part of this, and happy to be working with you guys here tonight for sure.
Dustin, I just want to say that I'll never forget that conversation we had on the way back in the airport. And when I met you, I said, welcome to Area 51 and a half.
Yeah.
You are an amazing human being, loving human being. And thank you for being yourself. Yep.
Definitely.
Yep.
Thanks, RJ. I tell people about that. Thank you, love. I tell that people about that conversation, RJ, because I remember we were discussing Yeah, I'm showing my age too. I mean, I'm not as old as John Zaffis, but I'm getting there. But,
I am.
but RJ, we were discussing back in the day when the sun was still yellow in the sky.
Yes, yes.
Look at it, when it wasn't a hot ball of white that hurt you.
That's right.
It's like,
Yep.
man, what happened? Like I
Yeah.
miss those days, man. I miss
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it was definitely noticeable. Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you were like the first person that really got it. I was like, oh, God, yeah, I totally remember that.
Yeah.
It's so good, man. And this is what it's about. It's the people that we meet along the journey and the different things we can do with each other. So it's always good, man. I can't wait to see all you guys on the road again, whenever the heck that'll be. But in the meantime, I'll be getting ready.
Yeah.
As long as everybody stays healthy. I mean, I love the fact that we could do this remotely and bring people together. There is, it's interesting because you do proactive investigating. Literally, when you are here to inspire people, we're going to have less hauntings. So.
Right.
Just saying. So I love that because I'm all about investigating in ways we've not done before. Going where we've never been. And that's as proactive as it gets.
Yeah, she always tells me, she goes, we need to work on the issues that we have in our lives now so that we don't have to do this on the other side. Let's work out all this mess now, and then we don't have that issue.
Right.
I can do this again with you.
It's a lot easier to tell people how you feel about them, tell people that you love them when they're still here with you. And that's what we got to remember and focus on and live a more positive life. And it's not easy. People are like, well, how do you do it? It's not that easy. No, it's not. I have my days that suck too, but you try to find those little things that make it worthwhile, and you focus on that. And you come home and you pet your cat and your dog and you wonder why they tore up all the things because you're nice to them. But what are you going to do? And you just continue on.
I mean, they look at you like I'm just being a cat. Sorry.
I put up a video last week and I got caught by my wife because, between like our daughter's dance schedule and her work schedule, my work schedule, we're not always here at the same time. So there's certain things when I'm home that are part of my routine that not everybody notices. And I like to serenade the hairless cat because I feel like the other cats kind of give her a tough time because she looks a little different. And so the other day I was videotaping. God, I'm getting old. I am Zaffis. I was recording on my phone myself singing "You Are So Beautiful" to me, to my little wrinkled cat. And I didn't realize my wife was in the laundry room. She came out. She's like, what is going on here? I was like, this happens a lot. Like I try to lift her little spirit up a little bit,
Animals do that to us. They turn us into mushy, real sweet talking people. It's crazy.
And you wonder what the hell they're thinking, like, what is wrong with this person?
Yeah, like, you don't talk like that all the time. Just when you look at me, you have this weird voice. Like,
Totally that way. Nobody would go to Paracons ever.
Maybe they're not. Why?
We have people messaging us that their kids are actually going into their piggy banks and taking money out to donate to the event tonight. So it's really, really cute. You guys are inspiring not just the adults, but you're inspiring kids. And it is actually a really great lesson to teach our little ones because they are the next generation.
Yeah.
For sure. And having that sense of responsibility and selflessness is so remarkable. So thank you so much to the kids that are doing that,
Yes.
and there's little things we can do too. We don't have money all the time to donate to things, but and I get a little flack from this online, but after work, we have these lunches and there's a lot of leftovers and people just throw everything outside. So I take like the bread scraps and stuff and I throw it out back for the birds, and peanuts I put out there for the squirrels. And listen, I understand the point. They were saying, bread's not really healthy for birds all the time. And I'm like, they said it's like throwing them candy bars. I was like, I would love if somebody threw me candy bars all the time. I understand that, but I'm not trying to make like an Olympian bird out there. Like I'm just trying to make, like they eat out of the dumpster is the alternative, So just a little nicety. So we can find ways to do nice things for the animals in our little neighborhood and stuff too, and leaving little things outside by the trees and stuff for them. It goes a long way. We're all in this life together, the big and the little, so we can find ways to help each other. But God bless those kids for emptying those piggy banks, for Tim Miley and the Silver Cottage, Silver Muzzle Cottage. Fantastic stuff. Glad to be a part of this tonight.
Yes,
Thank you so much,
thank
Dustin.
you. Is there
Thank you.
anything you want to leave with our viewers or anything you want to say before we cut out?
Well, I just wanted to say thank you to all you guys. It's good seeing you here again, and hopefully we'll see you all on the road. And thanks to Tim for putting this together, and to everybody who's supporting the Pornographs events, either this one or some of the ones that we'll have on the road this year. Thank you so very much. It really means a lot to see everyone in person when we can, but to know that we can still rely on each other to come together when things are really difficult and to lift each other up. And maybe we don't have a lot. Maybe we don't have everything that we want, but maybe we have just enough more than we need, but we can share with others and we can share with great charities like this. So pleasure to be here with everybody tonight. Bless you all, and I will see you on the road sometime soon. Until then, everybody stay healthy. And I got a lot of love for all of you.
Love you, man. Thanks.
Yes, we love you. Thank you for everything.
Bye, buddy.
So he's fun.
Isn't he amazing?
I met him a long time ago at Phantom Fest, and he's just so nice.
One beautiful human being. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't find nicer than Dustin, or sometimes funnier. You know, he's a character.
You're not doing any more of these events because you don't stop floating around for days.
Right.
That's great.
You know, while he was on, I was thinking the last time the five of us were together physically was last year at Potographs.
Yep.
Yes.
Right before the shutdown.
Literally, like I almost feel like we were on a plane with COVID before everybody knew COVID was going on.
Right.
Right.
I don't even think I had to wear a mask to get on the plane. I always joke when I went to Russia because I'm a Florida girl. So
She got a little of Russia this last week here in Texas. I'm telling you.
be careful what you ask for.
I told her, I said, babe, I said, let me just tell you, I've lived here my whole life. This has never, ever happened. When it snows in Texas, you better make it snowman quick because it's going to be Bob the Slush before the day's over. So this was like unprecedented. I've never in my life seen anything like it. And so I'm just glad it's over. I hope that it doesn't happen again. Whoa, what's going on? Do we have a smile under that?
I didn't know I was on. All of a sudden, I look up and there's my ugly mug.
Nothing ugly about that mug.
No, Mr.
There is plenty ugly about this mug. So yeah, Dustin was a lot of fun, and now that he's gone, I'm going to let everybody know that before Dustin came on with all of you, he donated to the cause.
Oh, yay!
And we are now up to $430. So.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Dustin.
Well, here, and we've got over an hour and a half left. So,
oh my gosh,
I've been $1,000 tonight.
That'll work.
Yes. People are messaging in. Has Braxton seen a frozen lake yet?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Well, he lived in Chicago, so
Yeah, I lived in Chicago, so I got a little bit of that, and it was a total. What do you call shock to my system because I was born and raised here, and then I go up there and I'm like, whoa, 30 below wind chill factor. Now that's cold. But on the flip side of that, Chicago, the people that I worked with were complaining about 88-degree weather in the summer, and I'm like, what is wrong with you? I said, it's 102 in Texas at midnight in the summer.
that's why we don't live there.
Yeah.
But in 10 days, Braxton, you will see a frozen lake at Hooten Lake.
it's like we're hooting. Yeah, I found out last year when I went to Hooten Lake that people do celebrations on the frozen lakes. They put their cars out there. They've had carnivals on the frozen lakes.
Yep.
So the Southerns down here are thinking, what the heck? What if anything is off a little? What if it all cracks? It's such a different world up there.
Yes. It's really freaking frozen up there, though. I mean, all the way to the core.
They moan. The lakes moan at night.
They probably do. They're probably in
They
pain.
do. Yeah.
Well, Tim, you know, I don't know if they do this in Wisconsin, but I know Minnesota, you can rent out a ice shanty with a bed and then a TV, and for a week. Right?
My big ass doesn't go anywhere near ice.
Oh, is that right?
So
I think we almost had an ice shanty here last week, so I think
they just got done with sturgeon spearing on Lake Winnebago, or it's still going on. But I don't do ice. There's really cold water underneath that, and I want no part of that.
Tim is ready if you were ready.
Yes. So with the ice, I'm totally fine. I know I see Jimmy on there, Nason, saying he's going to get me a snowmobile. With my luck, I'll get on one. It'll get right out in the middle of Hooten Lake, and you won't be able to find me. I'll be the only one that disappears.
Titanic on Hooten Lake.
I'll never let go. It just may not work, Jimmy. I don't know what to say.
Well, not to scare you, April, but every year we do have crazy people on snowmobiles and trucks, things like that. They go through the ice. So
wow,
yeah, I wouldn't do it.
No, I'm good.
And your insurance does not cover it.
No.
Yeah. No. Oh, you don't even think about that. I bet the animals are not the ones out there on the ice.
Oh no. No, it's the people.
Yeah, always people.
They don't cover stupid decisions.
That's right. Yeah.
No.
All right.
If snowmobiles are like what were they called? Water. Oh my God, jet skis.
Jet skis, yeah.
If it's like the similar thing, they're very powerful and dangerous. So I probably won't ever go on one. But we are at a kind of a mid-mark, and I wanted to, Tim, ask you some questions, and RJ and Deb, if you want to jump in.
Oh, boy.
Where you are right now compared to where you were years ago, even at the Tampa Theater 4 years ago.
The Tampa Theater was a rough one. I think you both remember that. You were there with me.
Yes.
I actually dug into my own pocket and donated money to that one. But it's amazing. We had Brian on first tonight, and the first event that I sold autographs at was an event that he did with me at the Oshkosh Public Museum. And I sold one autograph that day, and I made $10 for the shelter. So,
you got to start somewhere, though.
Yeah, I mean, we it's going to be 8 years in April. April 18th is the 8 years since Autographs was founded. The majority of the money that we've raised has been in the last 3 years or so. It really took off. It just it blew up for us. And when I first started, obviously we didn't really have many goals. We didn't have a whole lot of expectations. We didn't know if anybody was going to buy a picture of a man and his dog. But it turned out, without sounding too cliche, the whole country got behind it. The entire paranormal field embraced it as its own, and just latched onto it and wouldn't let it fail. So here we are 8 years later, and officially March 6th, we're going to go over $50,000. I can say with great pride we've already done that, but it's amazing to look back at that first event where we raised $10, and I was so disappointed. And here we are. We're going to be in March, and we're going to be at an event where we're not allowed to hug each other, and we're going to go $50,000 over 8 years, and all I'm going to want to do is hug people. But it's amazing how an entire field has come together for a dog. And unfortunately, in October 2019, when Murray passed away, it was the worst day of my life. But I look back at it now, and you got the hashtag Murray's legacy on all of those posts about his death, and to see the outpouring of love and the grief that everybody else is going through, makes you realize you're doing something right, and people truly did care about him. And I'm lucky that I get to keep telling his story. So, I'm Yeah, I'm beyond blessed. There's
Yeah.
there's got to be a better word for it. I haven't found it yet, but yeah, $50,000. We're gonna go over that in 10 days. I can tell you that right now with confidence because we already have, but not officially. But now we're going for the record, and whatever we get tonight goes towards that, and then everything gets doubled. And you heard Todd Arnold in the beginning say that his corporate match and my corporate match are both in play for this event. That's $2,500 a piece. So if we can get the $5,000 on our own, we will hand over $10,000 to Silver Muzzle Cottage.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I imagine we're all going to cry.
Oh boy.
And we're all gonna remember it's all about one special boy.
Yeah.
Well, just to raise some of those, I know Deb and I talked about, putting some readings in there for people as part of the giveaways. I would love to donate a free half-hour reading to anyone who donates $50 or over. So anybody tonight that donates a $50 amount or over, I will gift you a free half-hour reading with me. Tim will give me all the information at the end of this, but again, it's more important to get people to give because you can't bottle up and sell the emotions that you feel when you connect to some of these animals and how they change your lives.
Yeah.
And all we can do is give back to them to make their life a little better while they're living it. So, if I can give back, I know Michelle Nason with Tipsy's Treasures has donated. Tim Woolworth has donated. John Cassidy, who's going to be on with us in a little bit, has donated. Deb has donated. Just a lot of people, and the amazing speakers tonight coming together and donating their time, all because of these little animals that most people don't really take advantage of. They don't enjoy them as much. I just really don't think. I mean, when you really get into an animal's personality, you can't get out of it.
Right.
No, and Murray definitely is. Murray is. He's just a charmer. He is a charmer.
He's even when he's not with us in physical form, he's still the star of the show.
Oh boy, is he ever?
Right.
He always will be. So
Absolutely.
Somebody said again, I need to smile more. But anytime I get to talk about my boy, I smile. So
Well, thank you for calling him your boy, because I have to tell you, Tim, when you were talking and you said this is all because of a dog, it took me a second.
yeah, everybody else calls him a dog. I don't.
Yeah, I don't think of Murray, and I know he's a dog, but he's your son. He's Murray.
Yeah.
He's Murray Maile. I mean,
I never even
maybe
got
I'm crazy, but
I never even got to meet him, but I loved him anyway. I mean, just because of how he saved Tim. You know what I'm saying? Like that alone, he's a hero. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So, and all the other animals that he's because of him have been helped. I mean, seriously, come on,
right.
star. So.
If I could cut in here real quick, it's kind of important. Michelle Nason raised money for her birthday, and she wants to put it towards what we're raising for Silver Muzzle Cottage. So she just donated $500.
Michelle.
So for the folks that raised that money with her for her birthday,
Thank you.
you have no idea how happy you just made all of us. So,
Right.
Wow, and thank you, Michelle, for doing that.
Oh God! If you
That's
remember,
amazing.
it is amazing. Michelle and I last year were watching Tim give his speech. We were snotting and we were in the back trying to compose ourselves. Oh my God, there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
I don't want to cry in front of people. I do not cry pretty, man. It is ugly.
Buckle up, Buttercup.
God bless.
Tim, I got a question for you. When you say corporate, is there any names you could mention that really are responsible for that?
we work for Amcor, and they have a program called Amcor Cares, and we are very grateful that they match $2,500 per year.
Oh, nice.
As a donation, as a corporation. So Todd and I both take advantage of that, and that $2,500 will now become this amazing donation, and the $500 donation blew me away. But every little bit helps, and it's all going to get doubled until we get to 10,000. Then we got a new problem. Then we got to find a way to raise money past 10,000. But
We can do it.
For now, we get to 10,000. I'll be a very, very happy boy.
We
Well,
all will.
people
There'll be a
want
lot of happy babies.
you click on the links, go to autographsforpooches.com, click on the top. There is a donate button, and all that information is going right to Tim. And so Tim is reporting back to us. And for everybody that is donating $20 or more, you are going to be entered in for the giveaways that we're going to be giving away. And if you donate $100, you will get that many entries. So, I mean, make it fun. This is exciting. I love seeing you smile, and I love seeing Murray smile. I know some people are like, how can you see him? Well, Deb can see him too.
We see him often, don't we?
Yes. He's
And
very.
he always smiles.
He's put this on. Yes, but like the weird dental commercials where they have the little bling blings on the teeth, the little lights. That's Murray. Super cute. You created a ham for the camera, Tim. You know that, right?
I had a hand in him and who he turned out to be. But I got to tell you that dog was so easy to mold into what he became, and he became a star. He really did, and I will take a backseat to that kid any day, and I have no problem with that. But I'm adding up the numbers right now. We're at $930.
Oh my God!
Awesome. Thank you.
I don't
people. These people rock.
Yay.
I don't want to put any pressure on anybody, but if we raise another 800 during this thing, we're going to break the record before we even get to Houghton Lake.
And then Houghton Lake will be hootin'.
It will be.
Okay, wait. So it is Houghton Lake. It's not Houghton Lake.
It is Houghton Lake.
Okay.
We can hoot here.
I'm just going to call it HL.
There you go.
HL. Paul Bradford is in the green room ready to roll on with himself and his artistic abilities on air. You want to bring him in?
Look at that
Hey,
guy.
Paul.
Hey, Paul.
How you doing?
Welcome.
Hello.
My artistic abilities. What are you talking about?
Yes.
God.
I didn't know you did all this art stuff.
Oh, good. Well, I'm in my workshop and I keep treading on screws and shit. So I keep picking stuff. I'm so sorry. I'm distracted. I actually studied art and design and photography in school. And I never really sort of put that to any sort of career choice. So now it's more of a hobby.
Well, you're very, very good at it. You're very creative.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I want to thank you for coming on and talking to us. People can see the website down there. It is meatshop.com, and then I love the it looks like Bad Wolf, but it's B4D Wolf.
Yes. Yeah.
And they can click on that and see some of your stuff that you're doing. What have you been up to?
Surviving, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think for like everybody else, just sort of making it through 2020 and seeing what 21 has for us.
What do you want 2021 to bring for you?
Oh my God. Everything that didn't happen in 2020.
Exactly.
I'll be honest, I was
in talks for another TV show. And then obviously 2020 sort of put a halt to a lot of stuff there. And right now, I mean, and this is very early on, you know, we're hoping to get those talks back up and running and potentially have a couple on the cards. So we'll see. I don't know.
Nice.
Well, good. Good. We'd love to see you back on the screen doing your stuff.
Well, yeah.
How did you get involved with Murray and with autographs?
Oh my God, I've known Tim for a long time. Shoot, I mean, how long have we known? I mean, I met Tim through Scott's. And then Tim decided, you know what, actually this guy's better, so he hung out with me for a
bit. We met in person in Indianapolis. I can't remember the name of the event.
Minneapolis?
Indianapolis.
I can't
remember.
Was that the first time we met it?
Yeah, I think Horror Underground.
That's, you know what, the weirdest shit that, okay, how is the casting on this? Is we good?
It's okay.
Fuck it, right, okay. So, yeah. So for whatever reason, that one event, I met so many people, like, and the event was kind of awful.
Agreed, it was.
It was terrible. It was badly organized. The hotel that we were in, like, it was just, I mean, it was a very tight room that everybody was in. I remember, I think the Booth brothers were right at the back. There was me and Scott were sharing a table. I remember there was a guy opposite that Scott kept buying videos from. Like, throughout the whole weekend, he's just like, "Oh, I'm gonna get this one, and then I'm gonna get this one." I was like, "What?" Anytime Scott like sold a photograph or something, he'd go and spend the money on a VHS. But that same event, which is curious. So that same event, I actually met Michael Koski, a friend of mine who, he lives down in Georgia, but we've stayed in touch since then as well. But most importantly, I actually met my now wife at that event.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I mean, we were friends for a long time. Like, you know, I first met her then, and obviously, you know, we met again at a few other events and things like that. And obviously, that's one of the things that was cool about the whole paranormal field is I think I'd finished filming GHI by then, but the cool thing is that I got to like see my friends, and that's the cool thing about it. That's the downside to these. How like 2020 sort of killed off all my events. I had 6 different events I think booked for last year, and I only ended up doing 1.
Right.
And even that was actually a haunted house in West Virginia that had like a haunted barge. But the day before that, they shut the barge down. So it was just basically like a sort of just a walk through haunted house thing that they had outside. And it was bloody cold. It was November.
Right.
And like November in West Virginia. So it was pretty damn cold. But that was the only event I got to do last year. And, even Scarefest got canceled. I had a couple of other little ones around. And the thing I used to like about doing these events was that we would actually see my friends. I would actually be, these are people who I lived in Arizona. When I first started doing this, I was living in Arizona. So I used to fly out to these various places. In fact, I did one of Tim's events up in Wisconsin. And I think the booths were at that one as well.
Yeah, that event sucked too. That was the end of my.
Hated it.
That was the end of my Paracon days because I lost a lot of money on that event.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like, I'm not doing this again. I'm never doing this again, ever.
And then boom, autographs happened.
And so 2021, we're doing it again. Like I said, I think that's one of the things I used to like so much is that not only do I get to meet like new people,
right,
and meet people who come to the events, and the fans and things like that, and the fact that I still had fans was something that was very nice. You know, I mean, shoot, I stroke my ego all day long. I'm fine with that. But you know, I got to see my friends again. You know, these are people who, like, I didn't have any friends out in Arizona. You know, I traveled for GHI a lot, so the cast and crew, were the only people I really sort of knew. And then obviously I did these events, and I mean, I've known Scotty Rourke probably the longest of all the paranormal people. But yeah, I mean, there's him. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've met a lot of people, and I've made some very, very, very strong friendships. And I that's one of the things I really do miss about these paranormal conventions, really.
Right.
Yeah.
The people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always talk about the paranormal community is the best. I mean, the people.
Oh no, they're not. They're all crazy.
That's why we're the best.
They're far from the best. But
Yeah.
we're all crazy, so it helps.
So,
But loving.
Yeah, but loving. Yeah. Tell me, Paul, what is the coolest place you ever investigated?
Oh, I've ever investigated the coolest place. Oh my. Personally, I think it was the caves in Belize.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I've told this story a million times, and it always starts the same. Growing up, I wanted to be either Indiana Jones or James Bond. And this cave system was pretty much the closest I'll ever be to being Indiana Jones. It was. I mean, first of all, it was like a 45 to an hour like trek through jungle.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to walk through 3 rivers, and we got to this sort of makeshift campground, and then we had to sort of swim into a cave, and then had to climb up a waterfall, work way through rocks, and splunking is we had to sort of go through holes in the rocks and the crevices, through more rivers, more holes, more crevices, more climbing up rocks. It was about 2.5 miles underground, and at the very end of this thing, we had to climb up this rock and then sort of jump onto a ledge. And I say jump, I mean the gap was maybe, I don't know, a foot. So it was, you could have trodden over it, but I when I tell the story, we jumped over onto this ledge.
It's bigger and bigger, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was this big, but now I have a whip that swings across.
Rolling Stones,
right? So, we go into this thing. It was basically like they referred to it as the cathedral because this is where all the sacrifices were made. And you could work your way through it, and you'd see all this pottery throughout that had, from when it was Maya. It was the Mayan underworld, and basically these pots would contain seeds and grains, and it would be like a sacrifice to their god. And as you work your way further into this cathedral, this cave, there were some sort of animal bones and things like that. So what the story, you could see the story, that year they sacrificed grain and for a better crop, and it didn't necessarily happen. So they upped their game and they gave more and they gave more, and then you see they sacrificed an animal or animals to this god for a better crop or better whatever. And then towards the very end, we actually climbed up these stalagmites, actually climbed up into this little cavern, and bear in mind this is all underground. I haven't seen daylight at this point for 3 to 4 hours, and we go into there's no lights, everything's flashlight, and there's the fossilized remains of a Maya princess.
Oh wow! And
what had happened is that quartz crystals had sort of grown over the bone. So it essentially had preserved this skeleton, or at least skeletal figure, in quartz crystal, and it was referred to as the Crystal Maiden.
Wow!
Yeah,
wow!
I have some really cool pictures of it. Actually, I took some really cool photographs.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
You need to post them. That's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for sharing that, man.
I'd never be in caves. I would never go there.
No.
There was
Too claustrophobic.
There was a cave we did in Trinidad, and it was just a smaller cave. It was a much smaller. It wasn't 2.5 miles, and we were only maybe, I don't know, 100 feet into the cave, and we were hearing things, and then it was cool. And so, when we were filming the show, we'd do a little interview thing. It was called an OTF, an on the fly interview, and I think it was. I don't remember if it was Susan. I think it was Susan. She was standing there doing her little interview, and I happened to notice a giant frog on a ledge. And at some point, I guess this frog had climbed up onto this ledge, and it just stayed there because this frog was about that big.
Oh,
yeah, it was basically. I mean, it was basically the size of a football. I mean, it could have been slightly smaller, but I'll exaggerate and say it was definitely the size of an American football, not a proper football, not that, but one of those,
those weird looking ones, yeah.
like a rugby ball.
Yeah,
it was a big bugger.
Right. Oh, thanks for sharing that. Yeah, that was cool.
That's Paul, do you have anything that you want to share before we roll into the next telethon person that is here to cheer on all of our donators? Mostly animals. Why photographs for you?
Animals can't. Well, see, here's the thing: is that like I have a soft spot for all animals anyway. I mean, my dog is a rescue. In fact, my wife's dog is a rescue, and my daughter's dog is a rescue. And they're all stupid. There's something wrong with all of them. They complete you. You know what I mean? It's like with any animal, and I mean, this is the thing with any animal: it's unconditional love. Right. And it's sad because you see these animals that are abused and they still love that person. They'll still be loyal to that person, and I just hate that. But I will always sort of advocate for animals. I mean, who else is they can't for themselves, unfortunately.
Right.
So whenever there's I just found out of a charity recently, like close to me now, with that is an animal as a dog charity. So I'm going to be working with them after later on after this one.
Yay!
Yeah. I mean, I think they are all animals have a right to be happy, and we don't deserve them a lot of the times. So
Yeah.
Agreed. That's my cat screaming at the door.
No, cats are evil. Deserve everything they get. No, they're just filthy creatures. Horrible.
Oh, she's screaming. Oh.
Paul, I want to say thank you for rescuing.
Yes.
So important.
You're the best.
There's so many babies out there that need to be rescued.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And like other people have said, they actually rescue us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So thank you for doing that.
Even though they're stupid. Yeah, I still love them.
And I have heard that cats are the portal to hell. Is that true?
They're the keepers of the dead.
Keepers of the dead, yeah.
And jerks.
That says everything. Now I understand.
It's all come clear.
Yes.
Thanks so much, Paul.
I just meeting you tonight. I hope to see you at one of the conferences, and we can chat.
10 days.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
10 days.
Yep.
Is it just
Oh, yes. Oh, that's right. You are coming. So I will meet you. I can't wait. Well,
Thanks for doing the research. That's awesome.
some people are doing virtual, so I wasn't sure. But
that's all good. It's all good.
I've been busy.
I'll see you next weekend.
That's awesome. I can't wait.
Yes.
I can't wait.
We'll keep the cats.
Yeah,
away.
thanks, Paul.
Yeah, no cats allowed.
Okay.
Paul, we'll see you in a few days in Michigan.
Oh.
Alrighty. I'll see you later.
I love you, man.
You know what? Tim wants to be coming on in.
So hold on one second.
So hold on, please.
Oh, Jesus.
There he is.
You're muted. You're muted, Tim.
Unmute.
You're muted.
We've got to read his lips.
You're muted.
Oh, he's muted.
I'm muted. I was muted.
okay.
Best I've ever sounded. I know Paul is making us all laugh, and he's saying things that we're all gonna laugh at when we get together in 10 days. But I contacted Paul about this event, and I said, what's it going to take for you to be a part of a Podographs event? And he just said, get me there. And he's done enough things that he could have said, hey, I'm going to need this, and green M&Ms. But he agreed to just come up, and he's going to be a part of the event. And I can't wait to welcome you to the Podographs family.
No doubt.
Give you one big air hug, buddy. I've missed you, and it means a lot that you're going to be a part of this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah,
I'll
thanks,
see you
Paul.
guys. 10 days.
All right.
Sweet.
All right.
10 days.
Looking forward to it.
Now get me out of here again.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you have an update?
Nope.
Oh, and there he went. No, he's
Wait,
coming back.
I do have an update, as it turns out. We have an hour and 8 minutes left, and we are at $980.
Woo! Oh my God.
We are gonna bust that 1,000.
Oh,
Go on,
yes.
people. You guys rock.
Yes,
Love it.
me too.
So we're going to be bringing on it. The energy just keeps getting better and better and better. As you guys are watching, please go to potographsforpooches.com. This is the Murray Maile Telethon. We're rolling those donations. Again, there are lots of giveaways for those who donate. Anybody over $50, I'm gifting you a free half-hour reading.
Or I will. And
and
isn't there a drawing as well?
Yes.
There was a drawing. The
readings
problem
and
is
all of that?
people kept donating stuff, and I had a hard time throwing it all in. So I thought, when we get all of the donations in, then maybe we could go through, pull, and then we can contact everybody and let them know who won what.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, sounds good.
It's because a lot of the giveaways are rolling. People keep rolling them in, and I'm not really even sure how much we have. We've got giveaways, and we've got more donations rolling in, and people donating more giveaways. So
we're going to give back.
This is just abundant, and it's wonderful. And we can't do it without any of you. Deb and RJ, thank you for doing this together with us.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure.
You guys are our arm candy this evening. So
we're having a ball.
Oh, it is fun. All these amazing individuals are just, the animal people are good people. And speaking of animal people, Princess Peanut Buttercup's mama is ready to come on with us.
Yes.
There she is.
Andrea.
Hi. I have my
baby.
most beautiful dog in the whole universe. Of all the dinky dogs on the whole planet, this is the most special dog. And yes, she is a rescue. And her name is Princess Peanut Buttercup. And
She's
she
so
is. Look how beautiful you are.
What a sweetheart.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Look at her working the camera. Just licking that nose.
I know she is. She just burped because that's what babies do.
Oh,
yeah, so my sweetheart. But she is. I got her on January 15th of 2020 is when I rescued her off the road in front of my mother's house. And when I saw her, my heart came up in my throat. I saw her. She was like 3.5 pounds. You could see every rib in her body. She was obviously injured, and she was running back and forth between traffic that was traveling way too fast through a residential neighborhood.
Wow.
And the first thing I said was, "Dear God, let her death be quick and painless," because I knew she was going to die. There was no question. And then I remembered that my sister had died. And I said, April, get the puppy. Bring the puppy to me. Bring me the puppy. And she did. Nice. She did. And she, I rescued her, and then she rescued me.
Yes.
And she is she's the center of my universe, aren't you, my baby? You are. She's so beautiful.
This is going to be a love fest.
Show them your soft underbelly. How beautiful.
He's like, Mom, you're showing off all my boobs.
Oh, yes, I know it, but they're so beautiful. She is.
Tim, did you have anything you wanted to say to Andrea before we get back into the green room?
I'm gonna duck out of here and let you guys do what you're doing and not get in the way. But before I go, I just got a quick story. I was invited down to an event in Ocala, Florida, a few years back. It was in January. I was excited to get out of Wisconsin in January and head to Florida. And I had never had the pleasure of meeting Andrea Perrin. And as luck would have it, during the Q&A on the stage, I was seated next to her. And they asked a question about who we would call if we had a phone call to heaven. And I started telling the story about my dad, and I got emotional. And this lady that had never met me before put her arm around me and reminded me that my dad was standing right behind me, and he had a big smile on his face. And I have loved this lady ever since then. And I am so happy and proud that she has agreed to be a part of this telethon tonight. And one of these times when I schedule you for a Potographs event, the darn event's going to actually happen.
I will be there, sweetheart, because I adore you. I mean, when we finally got to meet and come together, we embraced each other as though we knew each other for millennium. You know, it was a wonderful, and and I think part of it is too, Tim, that I saw your soul and you recognized my soul. And that's what brought us together. And Will, it's like, where have you been all my life in 3D on this freaky planet? Where, but now we're a part of each other's lives all the time. We're in touch all the time, and you enrich my life enormously. And I love every moment that I spend with you. But, even though I haven't seen you in a while, I just want you to know that you live in my heart.
Same here. I'm going to get out of the way here before I start crying. But thank you. And let's raise a lot of money here, and we'll attribute it all to Andrea. And
Princess Peanut Buttercup.
And Princess Peanut Buttercup. You guys have a good talk, and I'll be listening. And thanks again, Andrea. I love you.
I love you too, sweetheart. Oh, freaking love fest. Every time the para people get together, oh my God.
It's a love fest for sure. But I want you to know what Tim was really saying is I'm going to get out of here so I can cry.
Yeah.
Not so I won't cry.
Yeah.
He's crying.
Yeah, he
We know
is.
that. We know Tim. So, Amy, we're so happy you're here with us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thrilled.
We feel blessed.
Well, when April contacted me, and because of course I feel extra special close because she and my sister share the namesake, but really it's just to be able to say that name over and over and over again, to see it pop up in my phone, and it works for me.
Yeah.
But when she said we're doing an animal thing, I'm like, I'm all in. Wait a minute, I have an interview tonight. And then she said it's 3 hours, and I said I'm all in, because I knew that the first hour I was with my friend Sheena Metal, and who's going to be on my show with me. We're doing Raising the Vibration Week. It's kind of like infrastructure week except spiritual, and so she'll be on a World Awakening on Thursday night, but I did her Raising the Vibration show tonight. It was from 8 to 9.
Nice.
And I said, I have from 9 to 11. Tell me when you want me to be there, and I'll be there with the Buttercup.
That's right.
This
I'm
is the
so glad that you jumped on. And I'm so glad that you're raising her to be willing to do things like this with you.
She is. Oh, she's so
She loves you so much.
Oh, she does. She does. And she's the best traveling companion. I drag her back and forth between Florida and Georgia, mom and dad and mom. And she just, mostly sleeps in my lap the whole way. It's lovely. She
loves you.
The way it took me about 2 days to snag her. and it was freezing cold. It was January of 2020, and it was freezing cold in Georgia. And I was so afraid for her. I mean, every time I looked out the window, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh God, please. Just please don't let anything happen to this baby. And I kept telling April, bring her to me. I am telling you, I need you to bring that dog to me. And I just thought, she could move in with my mother and my sister and be Sammy's new best friend. That's what I was thinking. But that didn't exactly happen because, well, what happened was I built her a fleece igloo on my mother's big wicker rocking chair on the carport.
Oh.
So she found it. And of course, I put out fresh food and water and kept being sweet and calling her. And she'd get close. She'd come down the driveway and then she'd bolt. And I'm like, don't run near the road. Don't run near the road. I kept like trying to tell her, just, it's okay to run, but don't run near the road. She was terrified. She was freezing to death. She was 3.5 pounds.
Oh.
There was nothing to her. I could see every rib in her body, and she had obviously been injured. And so I built her a house on the porch, on the chair, on the soft cushion. And every time I would go out to check on her or even pull the curtain, she would bolt. And so I knew she was absolutely terrified. And then on day 3, the morning of day 3, she went around. It was so cold. She went around to the back porch because she needed, the kitty. Look at the kitty. Oh, peanut butter. Look at the kitty.
She was crying at the door.
She was
And the night before, I had made, my mom wanted ribeye steak. And whenever mom wants something, no matter what it is, I buy it, I make it. And so there was a little piece left. And I went into the kitchen when I saw her out the kitchen window on the top of the steps. And it's a 14-step rise up to the little back porch on the house. And I ran to the fridge and grabbed that one little piece of meat and cut it into little bite-sized pieces. And warmed it up in the microwave so it would waft, the aroma of the meat. And I took it, I opened the door. She ran like hell. I sat down on the porch and I put the food down on the floor, one piece at a time. And she kept coming up and grabbing that one little piece at a time, one little piece at a time. The third or fourth time, I held that little piece of steak in my hands. And she took it from me. And then she didn't run. She just put her forehead. She put her forehead against my leg. And I reached down with these hands and these claws, and I just like a vice grip wrapped them around her midsection. And I picked her up, and it was Christine's day off from work. And I know we're like live, and I have to use a bad word, but it's real. It's real what happened. And I walked in the house, and Christine had been telling me, Annie, don't get attached to that dog. That dog's not going to make it. No animal makes it on Harlan Road. They just don't. If they get loose, they're dead. And, and I was like, no, I'm going to get the dog. I walk in the house and I have this precious little peanut butter cup in my arms. And of course, she didn't have that name yet. And I walked in and Christine turned around and she's like, I do not believe you caught that fucking dog. I don't believe it, and that was it. I mean, that was it. She never left my side. She never left my arms. And I had to fly to Orlando. I had to drive back down to Orlando so that I could 3 days later turn around and fly up to Philly to drive down to Cape May, New Jersey to do an event with Bruce Tango and Steve and Dave, and the guys. And so I started packing and getting ready to leave, thinking she's very happy here. She'll be very safe here. I took her to the vet immediately. We checked to see if she had a chip. Absolutely not. She had a wound under her leg, which has since healed. She was, I took her to 2 vets actually, and both of them said, this dog is an escapee from a puppy mill. She was force bred at about 6 months. She's already had a litter. And she's grossly underweight. She was only about 3.5 pounds. And now I guarantee you she's closer to 13 than 3.5. A little bit on the rotundo side.
Sweet girl.
And she's when I started moving my luggage out into the parlor, she went into the deepest, most profound depression. That, I mean, my mother said immediately, you can't leave her here. You have to take her with you. You rescued her. You saved her life. She knows it. And she is now your dog. I mean, it's just, that's it. And so I said, yeah, but Mom, I didn't want another dog. You know how I grieved when I lost Gracie Pearl. I just didn't think that I would ever even survive the loss of Gracie Pearl. And then 2 months later, my sister died. 2017 was the year from living hell for me. We lost John Lento. We lost my sister. I lost Gracie Pearl. We lost my sister's best friend. I lost 6 beautiful souls in 6 months, the first 6 months of 2017. I said, I never, ever, ever want to go through this kind of pain again in my life. I can't have her. I can't take her. Well, the dog, I mean, she just, she stopped eating. She stopped drinking. She was shutting down as I was packing to leave. And my mother said, call your father right now. And so I called Dad and I was like, okay, Dad, we have this dilemma. This dog that I told you that I was so afraid for and worried about and praying for and asking April to intervene. And well, I got her. He's like, oh, that's great. I said, okay, well, here's the dilemma. The dog's not going to let me leave without her. So either I have to move back to Georgia with Mom and Christine, or I have to bring her home to Florida. And he said, bring her home with you. And she has changed his life. She has changed his whole outlook on life. As far as he is concerned, this dinky dog can do absolutely no wrong. She is perfect and wonderful in every way. Not that she does anything wrong, because she is perfect and wonderful in every way. She is.
Certainly is.
But
she's so soft looking.
And I just I took her up. It was my sister Nancy's birthday last week, and of course, I was booked up to the gunnels with interviews and stuff. And so we couldn't actually go celebrate her birthday on her birthday. So we went on Sunday and brought her a Tom Brady, Tampa Bay Buccaneers shirt. And so she lost her mind with joy. I will post a picture of it. She looks fabulous in it. And then we took her out to eat. And of course, Peanut came with us. Remember when we went to it? And so we got to the restaurant. It was an outside restaurant where we could, eat at picnic tables, everybody distanced and, perfect arrangement. And so she was sitting like the lady that she is on the seat between my sister and myself. And the server came out and she leaned over and she's like, oh, that's just the cutest dog that I've ever seen. And I said, oh, no, you don't understand. Of all the dinky dogs on the entire planet, this one is the most intelligent, most beautiful, most perfect dog on the entire planet. And thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. Free facial. And my sister leans over to the waitress and she says to her, don't mind her. She never had kids of her own. I'm like, say what? I got the baby right here. I got the baby right here. This is my baby. This is my baby.
She knows it.
Yeah, she knows it for sure.
Yes, she does.
Like, I know it's true, Mom.
They're talking about you. They're talking about how beautiful you are.
Hello, Princess Peanut Buttercup.
Well, it's interesting that she got that name because for the first couple of days, Chris is like, well, what are you going to name her? And I said, I don't know. It'll come to me. And then, after, are you burping, honey? Do you have the COVID? What's going on? What's going on? No, it's just hay fever. And so, I have to show you her shawl. So this is interesting. Remember, I told you that, my mom had a little dog years ago named Coco. and Coco has passed sadly, but when she got Coco, I know this is yours, babe. It's yours. I know it is. When I brought Buttercup into the house and she didn't have a name yet, Christine said, "What are you going to name her?" And I said, then I realized that I was doing everything for her. I mean, I was literally her lady in waiting to serve her in any way. She's a service dog, except that I'm her human and I serve her. Right? I do it. And so I called Christine at work and I said, Princess Buttercup, because of course The Princess Bride is one of our favorite films. And she's like, oh my God, that's perfect. Well, and then my father, I bring her back down to Florida. And before I left, my mother went into her room, and we don't know why she did. She opened a drawer that she probably hasn't opened in years and years. And she came up with this that April had given her for
my.
April.
Oh,
yes.
Princess.
And it is, with pearls and the whole nine
Oh
yards.
my
And I was like, well, of course she's royalty. She's royalty. She should have, a faux fur and velvet shawl with princess written on it.
Yes.
So my mother comes out and gives it to me. I'm like, Mom, I'm not putting that on my dog, but I will display it in the man cave, AKA my office. I will do that. So, because I can't shame her like that. Oh my God. Although I did put it on her just once to take pictures and then I took it right off. And she does have a pink collar and she has another one that has rhinestones. Don't tell her they're not real diamonds. Don't tell her.
We wouldn't dream of it.
And so, but this is her warm weather pink collar. And I wanted to paint her nails, but Dad said that was a little too much. But anyway, I just thought it was amazing that my mother went to her drawer and found the gift that April had brought for Coco. And 3 years later, after her passing, my mother went right to it and handed it to the Peanut.
Divine timing.
I know it. And, before we left, my mom started calling her Peanut because she was so tiny that she looked like a peanut. I mean, she really did. She's the right color and everything. And so I bring her down to Florida and my father instantly starts calling her Peanut. So like a few months later, I mean, out of the blue, he didn't know that's what my mother was calling her. And so a few months later, I go back up to Georgia and Chris and I are on our way for a shopping excursion, which is what we do best, all masked up and ready to go. And I start telling Chris that Dad named her Peanut, unbeknownst to him that was Mom's nickname. And she said, Peanut, Princess Peanut Buttercup. And we both, bust out laughing. I mean, it was absolutely perfect. So now she is the Princess Peanut Buttercup, and everyone says to her, as you wish. Am I hungry, Mom? Are you hungry, honey?
Oh,
Do you want a cookie? Do you want a cookie? As you wish. Yes. Yes. She's like, no, I would like to go lay on my bed for a few minutes, if you don't mind. There you go. That's my baby. That's my baby. That's my sweet girl. I know it's my baby.
So what would you say to our viewers that are watching in terms of donating for rescues?
Just do it. Just do it. I mean, I don't care if you have to roll quarters, just do it because, a few months into COVID, when I went back up after I had done the few things that I had done in 2020. And then everything came to a screeching halt and everything got canceled, as it should, rightfully so. I went back up to Georgia, and when I got there, we were watching the news one night out of Atlanta. My mom and Chris live just west of Atlanta, about 40 miles west, about halfway between Alabama and Atlanta proper. They had a story on about the Atlanta Fulton County Animal Shelter, which is a no-kill shelter. Thank God. They shouldn't even exist. Are you kidding me?
Right.
They shouldn't even exist. And I'm an animal rights activist. I have been my whole life. And so we were watching it transfixed, and they generally have between 1,000 and 1,500 animals that are homeless in that shelter at any given time. And we were about maybe 2-3 months into the pandemic. And the reason that they were on the news was because the entire staff was standing in these long concrete halls filled with cages, and there wasn't a single animal in that shelter.
Ooh.
Not one. It was like Atlanta said, oh my God, we're in quarantine. I need unconditional love right now in my life right now. And people that had always been too busy, too preoccupied with themselves and their own careers and, going, all of a sudden they were home and they were alone, and they decided to mask up and go to the shelter and rescue an animal. And the stories that have come out since of how it has changed their lives. There is nothing, all of us know this, all of us. If you added up all the animals between us that are on this show tonight, I mean, it would be dozens. Yeah. I've personally rescued hundreds of animals in my life. And my family, probably with everybody in the family. Well, there's never been an animal that we've had ever that wasn't a rescue, not ever. And so it is hi Jennifer. I can't tell you how healing and how life affirming it is to take a little someone that needs you like air to breathe, that is scared and lonely and cold and lost and, or in a cage, and just liberate them into love, pure, unadulterated love. There is just nothing more healing for the planet than to spread our love wherever we can. And, we can't go to events right now and go slobber all over each other like we usually do. We just can't. I mean, when I go to my next big event, I'm going to arrive in bubble wrap with a straw inserted. I'll just be on a liquid diet for 3 days. I mean, we have to find a way to spread the love, however we can spread the love, wherever we can spread the love. It's all about the love. It is our essential self. It is our superpower. And as long as we tap into that energy and we stay there and we set the intention for what we want this world to look like, and we hold that in the forefront of our consciousness, we are all actively, immeasurably healing this world. We're resonating with each other. We're raising the vibration of the planet, and we are living our best self life. That's what it is. It's that simple. And to integrate them into that process is, it's everything. I mean, I saved her and she saved me right back.
That's right. Proven fact. It's beautiful. Thank you for coming on, Andrea.
I love you all.
I love you.
Yes, it's always wonderful to see you.
Thank
so
you.
So wonderful. And
likewise, I'm so sure.
we appreciate you coming and bringing your people and your love and your vibrations to help us help them, because you say that no shelter should kill, and we feel the same way.
Definitely.
And that's why we're doing what we're doing, because we all love animals and we want to rescue them so they can rescue us.
Yeah, well, I don't trust anybody that doesn't love animals. Honest to God, no. I don't.
Right.
My dog is like, "Whoa, I don't like you." I listen because they know. And Chief Daniel said, "All animals are smarter than we are." And
absolutely,
because they are completely tuned in to their existential self. And
they don't question their own intention.
Yep, they do. So it's all good. I love you kids. Now it's time to give my baby a full body rub.
We love you, sister. Thank you. And give Princess a few kisses from us.
Love you, sister.
I
Love
will.
it.
Thank you, Andrea.
Have a great night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. She's awesome.
She just is.
So awesome.
Her energy rocks.
Yep, no doubt.
And I wanted to kiss Peanut's face.
Oh my God, that dog is so
Thinking
appreciative.
rotten,
Beautiful.
Can't help but love that, I'm sure.
Right?
But you look at her and you think, Andrea's telling the story of how she was so afraid and so skittish and kept running away and, so.
Well, she didn't trust
you
humans.
see her bones and everything. And you look at her now, that's love. That's what love did.
Sure.
No, and I agree. You don't trust non-animal people like you don't trust a skinny chef.
That's right. We're a skinny medium. I love being a large medium.
That is funny. That is actually very good in so many ways. We have our other Tim, the amazing man behind the camera this evening.
Yes.
Let's bring himself on.
Mr. Rehan.
I wasn't ready.
How are you doing over
You're
there?
pushing the buttons, baby. We don't know how. Tim's the man with the smarts.
I am doing great. And you guys?
Well, honestly, because of you, we're doing actually really well.
Yeah, very
This is too easy, I'll tell you.
Last year, boy,
everybody saw my living room.
I was running around like a chicken with my head cut off last time, trying to keep it rolling. I was like, somebody else help me. So I'm thankful for you. Trust me.
Last year was that was
a little hairy.
That's why
dining room table art.
Yeah. It was okay too, but when you guys were talking about it, I was like, why don't we go with this? Because this is so much easier.
Oh my God. I tell you what.
Well, thank you, Tim.
Don't know how much easier.
Yeah. It's so easy having you do it, and you're so good at it.
That's usually the way it goes, right?
That's right. We all know our strengths and weaknesses. Tech is not my strength, apparently.
No, but Tim, you do so much to support not only Potographs. From what I hear, you're just, you're somebody that everybody tends to love, and you just bringing all this love and support. I don't even think you realize you do it.
Yeah, I don't.
He just has to walk around being Tim.
I'm just me.
It's great. It's great.
I have this attitude, like me or hate me, I am what I am. If you don't like me, I don't care. I'm not going to impress anybody.
Yeah. I feel you.
So you said something earlier during the show on the ticker about 2017.
Yes.
What happened?
You mean that right there?
Yes. Oh, look how easy that was.
Yeah. Well, April of 2017, I was sitting on the couch. My wife had gotten up and she was gonna go in town and run some errands. So she said, "Are you all right?" And I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I didn't have any issues or anything. We were just had gotten up, and she left. She was in town, and I was sitting there, and I don't remember what I was gonna do, but I thought, you know what, I probably should get up right now and use the bathroom. I just got up, and before I get into anything, and I got up, and as I got to the bathroom, I couldn't breathe. And at this point, I'm about to pee myself because I really have to go. You start thinking about it. So I'm trying to go to the bathroom, and my legs are about to buckle. I just couldn't catch my breath. So I'm standing hunched over the sink like this, and I'm trying to catch my breath. Finally, I was like, it ain't working. I need to sit down. So I sat on the side of the tub, and I was sitting there for a good probably 10 minutes, and I just couldn't catch my breath. No matter what I did, I couldn't catch my breath. It was like I just stopped running. So I'm thinking, I'm going to die. I'm going to die right here because I have no way to get a hold of anybody. Nobody's home. Beth is going to come in and find me here. So I thought, you know what? I got to get to the phone, which meant I had to come through the kitchen, the dining room, and the living room to the other side of the couch. So I started out and I got just through the kitchen and that, and I started to collapse. So I'm hunched over, I got my arm up over the arm of the couch, and finally I just kind of just collapsed over the arm, and I'm just laying there still trying to catch my breath, trying to calm myself because I'm starting to panic. And I'm thinking, my phone is right there. It's 2 cushions away on the couch. I can't reach it, So all these things start going through my head. I start thinking, this is it. This is how it's going to end. And Beth is going to come in, and I don't want her to find me this way. And I start thinking, okay. And then I go through all these thoughts about if I die, I start thinking of the paranormal side, coming back, and all these things are going through my head. And I documented everything that I was thinking at the time in a journal because I knew down the road I would forget details. So long story short, I got to where I thought I'm going to give it one last try. And I just kind of leaped over made a jump like to the phone, and on the couch I collapsed, and I dialed 911, and the lady she says, so she's asking what's wrong with me, and I can't breathe. I'm trying to talk to her, and she's like, and she keeps asking me. So finally she she asked me what the address was. I'm trying to tell her, and we get it straightened out. She says help is on the way, and I ended up in the hospital with pulmonary embolism.
Oof.
They said that my right lung was completely blocked. Where it comes through and it splits off was completely blocked. So I had no air, nothing going through my right lung. And the left lung, he says, I don't know any other way to explain it other than it looks like somebody used it as target practice. He said, I don't know how you lived through it. He says, you sure, he asked me, are you sure you got through the house to the phone? I'm like, yeah. They didn't know how I did it.
Wow.
The only thing I can figure is her, determination, because I didn't want to come in and have Beth find me like that.
Right.
So yeah. And then I had issues with, in June, with my kidneys. And I've been in stage 3 kidney failure for years, but they said I was going to end up on dialysis, and by the grace of God, my kidneys bounced back, and I haven't been. So, but
Thank God.
2017 was not a good year for me.
I think a lot of people 2017 kind of sucked because Andrea said 2017 shit for her too. So
big upheaval.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, it was a rough year.
You on a soul level stuck around for some more time here on the good green earth.
Yeah.
And I love that. Yeah. And you are incredibly involved with this cute little dog named Murray.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Well, there is. There's a long story behind it, but Tim and I have a lot in common with some of the things that happened to him early on and with his dog. My little girl Bowser was like my child, and she's been gone for a few years now, but I can relate to Tim and his story, and that that was the reason that I really got into it, and I love animals, so
it's a win-win for all of us.
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
There's the address if anybody wants to read about my my ordeal. It was quite an ordeal, but
yes.
I posted my journal there because some people are saying it might be inspiring for others to see. So
Definitely.
Absolutely.
I would definitely like to read that. Can you put that up one more time again, please?
Sure.
Like, what do you do when you're in that moment? Because a lot of people don't jump to get to the phone. It doesn't happen.
I just kept thinking I need my thought at the time was I need to calm myself. I need to get to that phone. That was my only focus, because the only thing I did not want to happen was to have Beth walk in and find me there when she come back.
Got that. I understand that totally. Yeah.
So determination, maybe some angels or some little help from the other side.
I'm sure of that.
Yeah.
Which is great, because 5 years or so before that, when I had so many health issues that I couldn't even get to the car. I couldn't do anything. I went to bed many nights, and I told Beth, I just hope I don't wake up. So there's a big turnaround there when it actually happens to you, and
Yeah,
you fight. Yep. You fight. Yep.
Be careful what you ask for, and then you're in it, and you're like, I didn't really want this.
This kind of sucks. This kind of sucks. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I was going to tell you about, you put it up, Murray, saying that we love you. You are so loved. And it's because you are, you're love. You meet people and you're just, I know with me, even when I met you, it was almost like we were old friends.
That's the way it is with a lot of us in the paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm sure we were old friends in another lifetime, and we're trying to swan for size this time.
It sure seems that way.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
But I felt very close to you before we even met, because we had talked online, and we just talked like we were already friends. So that's how you are, Tim.
Yeah.
We can't brush it off and say everybody's that way.
Well, not everybody. I mean, there's going to be a few bad apples, but
right.
Most of the people I've met in the paranormal have become good friends. And I consider many of them family.
Right.
It's just amazing.
Yeah.
And your wife's cute too.
She is.
Yeah.
And sweet.
Yes. You got to tell her we're sending our love to her.
I'd have to say she's probably the better looking of the two.
You and Tim sound like twinsies here. No. So you are going to be at our event in Houghton Lake, Michigan.
Yes. Did you say it right?
No, you're going to throw me off now. I got it.
Yeah, she got it.
Woo-hoo, Houghton. Yes. Houghton, not Houghton.
There you go.
All right.
Thinking of hose, not hoe.
Thank you.
That didn't sound right either.
So we're going to get together.
Ho.
Houghton Lake.
I'll stop now.
I want to thank you for actually helping us with this whole thing tonight.
No problem.
For Man in the Green Room that Dustin loved. Keep trying to go back to. Is there anything you want to say to the viewers and for those that are thinking about donating or not donating?
It's for a great cause. Last year was the first year that I actually got to go to Silver Muzzle Cottage, and it's amazing what she does there. People don't realize the amount of love that she has for the animals. This lady has said that, my house is for the animals. And I've said that before too. The house, this is the cat's house, this is the dog's house, whatever. But it's nothing compared to Silver Muzzle Cottage. She has her own little room, and the whole house is set up for dogs. Literally.
Yes. And they know it.
Yeah. So, and she's, being older dogs and that, there's poor health, so she's got a lot of health expenses and vet bills and a lot of special food. Last year when we went up north, we took her when Princess died, we took her the canned food that we had. It was prescription food, and she needed some, so we took her a case and a half, I think it was, of that. It's you just don't realize the amount of money that it cost her. Yeah. So every penny does count.
It sure does.
Even the downstairs, she had that separate area where you may have to quarantine them, and it was beautifully built. All of it is clean and by code. It didn't happen on its own. So, I want to thank people that donated last year, and then to all of you watching, thank you for those who donated already. Mr. Tim, would you like to bring Mr. Cassidy in?
Oh, I thought you said Tim.
We got a double. Can we bring Cassidy in too? Can we do like a fivesome? Woo!
Hey, John.
Fivesome. Woo!
Man, what the hell tonight? With the knocker walkers and all this stuff. I'm in trouble, I think, guys.
It's like a seven-some to me.
Oh my goodness gracious! Hello, John.
Hello there. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't get my mic to work earlier when I got back. We just got back from an ambulance run, and I was stressing trying to get in, so I was able to make it work.
Well,
I got my earbuds.
Thank you for all that you do.
Yes.
Now I can hear. Well, thank you.
And I know you're in between runs, so we're gonna zero in on some stuff before you gotta go out and save some lives. It's mandatory. But speaking of saving lives, how and why are you involved with potographs and animals?
Well, I've always been an animal lover. Jackie and I have had numerous rescues over the years. Cats, not dogs. We have 2 right now. But when I met Tim back in 2013, and he was doing all of the potographs, was kind of new then, but we had him at our first Parafest, and I just thought it was amazing what he was doing, and he was giving 100% of it, to the animal rescue, and when they came in, and Tim gave them the money and stuff like that. I think he said it was $700 and some odd dollars at the time, but they were just so incredibly grateful, and I was just so impressed with that. So the love for animals, the love for what Tim was doing, and my love for Tim, my love for Murray. So I just I couldn't help but want to be involved in as many as I could.
Well, it's exciting to co-create with you. And I got to meet you and your wife last year in Houghton Lake.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep saying it so it just starts rolling off my tongue. So Little Traverse Bay. What is the Parafest that you put together?
Well, real quick, back in 2013, we actually went into a local hotel here. I just wanted to check it out. Actually, wanted to investigate it with my cousin Skylar, who also sees spirits, but in a different way than I do. And I started talking to them about, I know a couple people in the field. Maybe we can have a little get together, and they wanted kind of a like an investigation thing, but the hotel's kind of, it's not closed, so it's really hard to investigate. So I said, hey, I've got one better. Why don't we put on a little mini conference? So made some calls to some people, a couple of people that I don't want to name, but put it together, and it went really well. Of course, Friday night, the first event, I said, no, I'm not going to do this again. It was a lot of work. But by Saturday, when we seen, like with Tim being there, when we seen all the lives that were being changed and everything, I just thought, oh, we have to do this again. So
yeah,
we've continued it. And last year was supposed to be number 8, but we're going to do number 8 this year. So we're looking forward to it. We're hoping that everything goes well. And
Well,
we
it's
can
exciting.
continue to do that.
I know that Tim is sharing the links on there because God bless again, without him, there wouldn't really be links on there. And I love that we are all able to come together because not because of Murray, because of the goal for what Potographs does, because of a vision that this man had because of this dog. So it's just powerful because from that one little thought, it became all of this. And I know Tim is like, I know. No, it's like a big thing. Thoughts become things, and this is proof of it. John,
Yeah, it really is.
You are an intuitive.
Yeah, I guess that's where you can go.
He's definitely a medium.
I know it's not always glitz and glamour, but this is a side of you that I don't always get to talk to and bring out. So, are you going to be doing some stuff in Hode Lake in Michigan next month? Any intuitive stuff?
Apparently, we're doing a big four-way.
I'm excited, guys. I don't know if we should all wear the same outfits or what.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be interesting.
We color coordinate.
I know that some of you will take this the wrong way, but I've never participated in a four-way before. So,
this is for everybody. This is the first
Ooh,
time.
we get first.
looking forward to it. No, it should be interesting. It isn't something that I really talk about a lot, and it really came to a head again at our very first Parafest when I sat down with Scotty Rorick and Cassidy Ray, and they basically became my mentors. So it was really eye-opening, I think, to hold that event and to really see what other people do with their abilities and stuff like that. So I'm kind of shy. I'm not kind of shy, and social anxiety disorder. So it's not like I just jump out and present myself, as a medium or a reader or whatever. So actually, a lot of people don't even really realize that.
Yeah, so that's why I'm really super excited because energetically, this is going to be really exciting for people to experience the four of us together.
That's a lot of energy. That's a lot of energy.
It's a lot of spirit floating around there.
I've got to tell you guys that John and I did radio for quite a while together.
Quite a while.
And most weeks we did readings on the air. And he is a very good medium. He's very good.
Thank you.
So, it just takes him a while to, to kind of warm up to people. And it's the social anxiety. But gosh, I've seen you grow leaps and bounds with the social anxiety, just, even doing your own events and going to other events. And I'm sure it has a lot to do with the work that you do, but I give you big kudos.
Well, I owe it to a lot of people like yourself, Deb, that, helped me with that, worked with me. We did the radio shows together, and every time I went on the air, you knew how difficult it was for me. So, I'm thankful for a lot of people like you who have made such a difference in my life and really helped me with that. Over the last year, I don't know. I feel like I think maybe we all go through that phase where I feel like I'm losing it, because I just don't see people enough. And when I'm at work, I block it out. I have to, because I deal with death and dying every day.
I was going to ask you about that.
So, outside of work, I really haven't run into a lot of people. I've connected to some people over chat, and things like that. But so I'm kind of excited to work with it again, and maybe I'll gain some more of that self confidence I had a year ago, pre-COVID.
Well, John, when we get together, you can explain to me what the heck we were laughing about for 3 hours up in Petoskey that night, because I don't remember. But we were laughing about something.
I only remember a little bit of it, but I'll try to remember over the next week and a half.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I think you and I were the last two standing at like 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah, it went from RJ, Joe Chin, myself, and you, and down to you and I.
Yeah. I know there were more people involved, but as soon as I got there, someone started filling my glass with this apple stuff. And,
I have no idea.
My memory
no
is
idea
not
what
real
that,
clear.
No,
any of that stuff was. But
no, you wouldn't.
And needless to say, I did not, unfortunately, make it to my own event the next morning.
But
my
boy,
wife
did we have fun.
took over. But it was a good time.
That's all that matters.
I know my face was hurting from laughing.
Yeah, that happened before.
It was fun. It was some good times.
And I know that I remember the next day, man, John and I had some really good, deep conversation. I wonder what the hell it was.
I don't know. It was great. And we were into them. I mean, those were some serious conversations. But I have no idea.
Your cousin is cooking, so we could be in trouble again.
If somebody could make that apple stuff and send the recipe down to Texas, we would be grateful.
No, you have to come up here for it.
What?
Yeah.
You have to come here for it.
Yeah.
Well, we'll be there in 10 days. So.
And John, I send a big ditto to what you said. People come into people's lives for a reason. And same thing. When we first met, the very first time that you came into my store, you saw Spirit. You helped me out.
The little boy, yeah.
And we connected immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And
the biggest thing I want to thank you for is that you brought that man there, Mr. Maile, to Michigan.
Yeah.
And now he's a half Michigan man. So
more than half, I think.
I did a show with Deb and RJ Saturday, and towards the end we started talking about John, and I mentioned that I love Michigan and Michigan sure seems to like me. And I said that night, I was like, none of that happens without John Cassidy, because he's the one that brought me in, and everything grew from there. And he believed in me, brought me back year after year to Little Traverse Bay Parafest, got behind Potographs for Pooches, was the guy that said, I think we can make an event happen. Let's do an exclusive event. And the first one raised $741. And here we are in 2021. And we're going to go over $50,000, probably 55 by the time this night is done.
Wow, that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, one of the first questions that you guys asked me when we started doing the telethon, which seems like a long time ago. By the way, Kelly says that she's going to bring some of the Apple stuff with her. So,
oh yeah.
One of the first questions I was asked when we started this is, where did it all start and how is it different now? And it started with one autograph sold at an event I did with Brian Cano and Scotty Rourke, and we raised a whole $10. And here we are, and I'm looking at the number, and I don't want to give away what we've raised so far for the event itself, because I want to save that for the people that are at the event and make it special for everyone. But we're going to go over 55, and the goal now is to go over 60.
Wow.
And
never
in years when I started doing this in 2013, did I think that we would have that opportunity? And I got to tell you, and you guys know me pretty well, I'm going to cry like a baby at that event. And the reason I'm going to be crying is because, one, I'm happy. And two, I just wish so badly that Murray could be there in physical form to see everything that he has done. He brought all of us together tonight. He brought everybody together that watched this and the folks that were a part of tonight. He brought me Molly. He brought me Ray. And he brought me the greatest group of friends in the world. And, I go back to last summer when I was going through my health issues, and I'm laying in a hospital bed for 5 days, and I'm getting messages from my Michigan family. And one of the people that was most vocal was the guy in the top left corner there, Mr. Rian. And
he usually is most vocal.
He doesn't like taking credit.
I'm the shy one.
But, Tim Rian is a special person. He really is. And if you get a chance to meet him, don't pass it up. He's an incredible guy, incredible person. Everybody that I'm looking at on the screen is, and this is all because of Murray, but I sure as hell haven't done this alone. It takes, somebody once said it takes a village. But yeah, Murray's legacy is set, and we're going to continue to build on that. And this is just one of the 5 events that we've got planned this year. So we're all going to get together here in less than a week and a half, and do what we do best, and that's talk about the paranormal, resist the urge to hug each other, and raise money for some well-deserving animals, and make Kim Scarrett's life a little easier.
That'll work.
Yes, it does take a village, and this village is, and this is why I love the paranormal, because it grows and it grows, and you just adopt family members that were not in the room when you were born. It's like a lifelong thing, and it's amazing. It's how we met. If you guys even know how this happened, it's kind of very interesting. It's like what Paul Bradford was talking when he met his wife. The paranormal, that which is unknown, constantly brings people together all the time. Murray Miley just makes it that much more special. So tonight we got to bring everybody together. There was this nice little list that literally I think Murray put together on his own. It was too effortless. Other than Peppermint, but we're going to get him somehow, some way. But Murray's got everybody connected. And for those of you who are still watching, we've got about 7 minutes for donations still. I know Tim is like, I'm counting on my fingers. Keep those donations flowing in. A lot of people are sharing this.
You can still donate after the telethon is over. You can still donate after the telethon is over. You don't have to not donate.
No, right.
I mean, these babies need all the help they can get. I mean, it kills me because a lot of people go and they take their older dogs and just do away with them or whatever to get a new puppy. And it's like, it breaks my heart, so I can't wait to get to Silver Muzzle Cottage. Unfortunately, I couldn't make last year because I didn't have a very cool boss. But this year it's a lot different, and I will be there with bells on. I'm probably going to be right next to Tim, crying like a big baby, but that's okay because it's for a good cause, and I'm okay with that. So,
yeah, I think we'll all be crying.
Huh?
I think we'll all be crying like babies.
It's all right. I'm just warning you now. It's not a pretty sight when I cry. I'm just telling you.
I don't think I've done an event with Tim where I didn't cry. I know that sounds horrible. I don't think any of us have done an event where we didn't cry. I'm just going to I want to thank you guys, RJ and Deb. I mean, I know that you jump on here, you've done radio, you're in Michigan with a lot of these people, but you really don't have to be who you are. And I've seen
no way out.
Like, we're exhausted, we have mileage. But I've seen some of the stuff you guys have gone through over the last 13, 14 months. And you just always are the people that could be like everybody else, and you're not. Like, life can change you, and you still don't let it change you for the worst. So thank you for that, because when people say we know good people, it's because you're good people. So that's it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I mean, it's been one of the roughest times for me, really thinking back, but thanks to her and all of you guys out there, I'm getting back. So, and that's what is important. And I can't wait for this coming weekend, because it's gonna help me and help everyone else, and especially the animals. So
yes, amen.
Yeah,
it does help all of us. And RJ's right. When any of us, we know firsthand, we were going through some terrible, terrible times. The paranormal community, our friends, our family, all of you, really pulled together and said, hey, we're going to get together and we're going to make this easier for them. We're going to show them some love, help them out. And it was totally, nobody had to do that. But that's the paranormal community. The people in this field are just, we love one another. We do anything to help each other and help animals. And I think that's, you wonder why the paranormal is filled with all of these loving, wonderful people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an answer for that, but it truly is filled with wonderful people. And all of you guys right here are some of the best examples.
Thank you for being who you are.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like Murray's just like in the middle of everybody right now, like smiling, like wagging his tail. Like he is surrounded by his people, and his circle gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And he wears blue so well. Tim, we got 2 minutes.
So this is the big reveal. This is like move that bus kind of thing.
Do you want me to go through and name everybody, or just want me to give the total?
You can, why don't you name a few names? I'd love for some people to hear their name. It's up to you.
Well, I'm going to butcher some names, I think, but I'll do my best. Folks that donated tonight and or bought tickets to the event: Julie Schwanke, Kelly Schley. I don't know. I'm sorry, Kelly. Vicky Dean, Aaron Arnold, Todd's wife, Marie Thompson, Samantha Lauren, Robin Ketterett. I included Braxton's Facebook in the total.
Yay.
Unfortunately, I could not get the names, so I don't know who donated, but thank you. Dustin Perry donated tonight. Michelle Nason, Jimmy Nason, Jasmine Solberg, Gina Canaday, Shauna Rewired. I really butchered that one. Karen Ross and Dana Stricker all donated tonight. And if you could take me off the only screen here, that'd be great, because I want everybody to enjoy this. Tonight during the telethon, we raised $1,075.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
Sweet.
Awesome.
Beautiful. Thank you, people.
So thank everybody.
That's incredible. And with the corporate matches, like I said, I'm going to save that for the event. But we're looking real good. So still tickets available, photographsfrompooches.com. Go check it out. You can still donate, all those good things. Just want to thank everybody that came in tonight. I love all you dearly, and it means the world to me that we got to do this.
Yeah. So with that being said, we will see all of you, and I'm going to figure out how to project hugs with my third eye. Deb, we got to bottle that and sell that. We got to figure that out.
We'll get at it.
Todd can help us since he's going to be wearing a sign, which I'm going to have to find and make now.
Before we go,
yes.
Tim's mom wanted us to show her fur babies.
Oh,
Lord,
I love Tim's mom and her fur babies.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
that
has
retriever.
been-
Oh my God.
When I can't get a hold of Tim, she's always so wonderful at helping me out because I'm a worry wart. So if he's in the hospital and I'm not hearing anything, I contact his mom and she's always right on it. So,
Me too.
I love her.
She's great.
She is sweet. She's cute, Tim.
She is.
She got her hair did today.
She did. Well, you tell Mama. We said we need to get a picture of Mama.
We need to bring Mama to Michigan sometime.
We do. I know, but then Tim's like, "Who's going to watch the animals?"
Right.
Yeah.
Tim, that was one of the most, I think, hardest nameless to pronounce that I've ever heard. There was some very interesting names there, so you did a great job.
There's a few in there that were a little difficult.
Yeah.
But it's worth it. Mom is still listening. I didn't know she'd still be up. Usually her bedtime's about 5.
Mom, we love you and we love your son.
Yes, we do.
Thank everybody for coming on tonight, and thank everybody for donating and watching. And Tim, you are the master of technology. Thank you so very, very much for making my life much easier this year for the telethon.
Yes, Deb and John, I cannot wait to connect with you guys and hold space for Spirit on a bigger level. I want to thank Andrea, Dustin, Brian,
Paul.
I'm going through John.
Tim.
Yes, just such a phenomenal group of people that prove to you that we can make time. We could come together for good things despite the crazy, wonky world.
Yeah, let's do that one.
And we can raise money and help. People say it can't be done. Tim Maile just showed you that it can be. All right, guys, we will see you all in
Can't wait.
Michigan.
Love you
And
guys.
Looking forward to it.
Blessings and love and happy the year of receiving to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.